The heart of your team. The heart of LA. Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
No such thing as summertime blues in Southern California. Tonight's game brought to you by Shakey's. Game 2 of a 3-game series from Angel Stadium between the Los Angeles Angels and the Houston Astros. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. Going to be another chance today for the Angels to stop a skid and stop any sort of summertime blues.
Yeah, Wayne, I mean, that's the beauty of baseball. Yesterday was a tough game, but you have Reed Detmers going against Framber Valdez today. Two really good left-handed pitchers. Hopefully it's a game where Reed is a little bit better than Valdez today on the mound.
Reed Detmers was great. Had a bump in the road against the Dodgers in his last start, but over the last month or so, he'd been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball.
When you go back to even his last 6 starts, yeah, that was a tough one. There's some things that went against him in that game against the Dodgers, but 2-1 with an ERA barely over 3, a whip of 0.91, 47 strikeouts, so just 11 walks for Reed Detmers. His curveball has been outstanding. His four-seam fastball, a lot of swing and misses of late. Upstairs, 95, 96 miles an hour. And he's going to have to be on his game when you're facing Framber Valdez, who has been dominant against the Angels this year. 2-0 with only 1 earned run allowed in 15 innings pitched. 19 strikeouts and just only 1 free pass. So there's a limited amount of traffic against him this season against the Angels. But that being said, he's a dominant pitcher with his curveball. You got to force him in the zone. And take a look at our bounty quick stats for Framber Valdez, what he has done since 2021. Second in the American League in wins at 35. Second in ERA, 2.84. Opponents OPS at 613, second best also, and 435 strikeouts, 8th best in the American League. It's going to be a tough task, but you know what? That's what baseball's beauty, and you just got to find a way to score some runs against them.
Well, I'm sure Framber Valdez has a tough day every now and then. We haven't seen it yet, but maybe he can get one tonight.
He is due to have a bad game against the Angels.
Game 2 between the Angels and the Astros coming up. Shohei's in the house tonight. He'll take his swings against Framber Valdez. We'll have the Angels and the Astros in just a moment. Angels Baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By the OC Healthcare Agency, build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. Beach vibes at the ballpark tonight. It's game 2 of this 3-game series at Angel Stadium between the Angels and the Astros. No secret the Halos could use a win tonight. They have lost 10 of their last 11, 6 in a row, but they feel like they've got the right guy to do it on the mound tonight. Reed Detmers, he has been dominant here in this ballpark of late.
And I'll tell you what, his fastball has been great upstairs. He's got a lot more swing and misses of late with his four-seam fastball, his curveball. We talked a lot about that in our opening and down in the pregame show. And then that slider, because he's not throwing it as hard, has been very, very effective too. My go-tos for Reed Detmers to have the game that this team needs to be able to beat the Astros and Valdez on the other side is use that curveball as his all-speed pitch. It could be 74 to 76 miles an hour, keep him off balance, and fastball on the hands all night. That's against the lefties and the righties in this lineup because he can get that fastball in very effectively.
Give you the lineup for the Astros. Altuve and Alvarez still hurt, so Mauricio Dubon is the leadoff batter and second baseman. The Astros using Yainer Diaz to DH tonight. Alex Bregman has worn out the Angels this year batting cleanup, and Jose Abreu has been swinging the bat better for Houston of late, hitting 5th. And playing first for Dusty Baker's Houston Astros, the reigning world champions. Dusty finally getting his first ring as a manager last season with the Astros beating the Fightin' Phils in the World Series.
And the Angels defense presented by Easton and Easton. Anytime you have a lefty with the stuff that Reed Detmers has on the mound, the third baseman, very, very important. Eduardo Escobar, 963 career fielder at third base. It's going to be very active there. It always happens. And you get Neto at second, Rengifo over at second base, shortstop Neto, and you have first base. Moustakas behind the plate today. Thice in the outfield, Ward, Moniak, and Renfroe out in the outfield for the Halos today.
It is just a perfect night for baseball here at the Big A as the Angels and the Astros play the second of this 3-game series. Detmers Day on the video board out there in right center field.
I like that. That sounds good.
We can get into that.
Tell you what, it's a beautiful day down there in the field. The guys are ready. Just seeing them and the way they were running out the stretch to get ready for this game, you just feel the positive vibes here going tonight.
You know what? I'm ready too.
Way to go, Wayne.
Here we go.
It is your world, Wayne.
That's what they say. But I'm not worthy. Mauricio Dubon stands in against Detmers to start game 2 of this series. So we're underway as Dubon swings through a fastball from the lefty Detmers. Dubon's done a nice job. He's played a lot with Jose Altuve on the IL 2 different times this year. It's been a season marred by injuries for Altuve. As Dubon falls into an 0-2 hole. It's an oblique problem at the moment for Altuve that has him on the injured list.
He's getting closer to getting back, as is Alvarez.
Astros have done largely fine without them, as Dubon has done a nice job, especially at the top of the order, makes a lot of contact. We talked about him earlier this year being similar to Gio Urshela, a guy that we unfortunately have not been able to talk about as much since his season-ending injury in Texas.
That's a good pitch right there. 0-2. The pitch before a break a ball, he was able to foul off. It changed eye level enough on him right now. Now you have some options. You can drop that big curveball. We showed that break he'll get, a 1-7 type break on his curveball.
Bouncer over the mound. Tough play. Neto with the bare hand. Try, can't pick it up. And Mauricio Dubon has an infield hit. Once it got over the mound, was going to be tough for Neto, even if he fields that cleanly.
Yeah, that's the things that's frustrating as a pitcher. You make a real good pitch like that, but again, like you said, Wayne, once it gets by the pitcher, there's no chance. Even if he's able to get that and on the throw, make a strong throw. We know how good of an arm Neto has at shortstop. Dubon runs too well. He's going to beat that one out. You got to clear your mind right away. You have a hitter at the plate who's very aggressive on the first pitch. See if you can get a ground ball again, but this time get it at somebody for a double play ball.
And Jeremy Pena hits into a lot of those over the course of the season. He's bounced into many double plays. The 2-batter for the Astros takes ball 1 from Reed Detmers. Pena became a star in the postseason last year.
Interesting thing here today, you have 2 left-handed pitchers that are both susceptible to stolen bases. Reed Detmers allowed 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts. He has 1 pickoff. Palmer Valdez 10 stolen bases in 11 attempts.
How can that happen to a lefty?
It is surprising because that means that you don't really have that move where you lift the leg up long enough to keep or freeze the runner. And they're just trying to be a quick, more of a slide step. Both of them have. And even in their careers, both of them allowed a lot of stolen bases.
Ball in the dirt. Nice job by Theis as it bounced right in front of him, keeping the runner at first base. Dubon looking to go, but had nowhere to go there thanks to the quick work from Theis.
Seeing some improvement defensively, the more games being caught behind the play for Matt Theis. Remember last year, his first start at the major league level, he caught a shutout. It's been some ups and downs, but getting a lot better defensively.
Pena swings over top of a slider. Good tight spin on that one from Detmers to make it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pena lays off the high fastball there. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. If Dubon wants to run, maybe he takes off here. He has 6 stolen bases and 6 tries on the season.
I think this would be a pitch to go on. And an opportunity for a strike him out, throw him out.
Dubon with a nice size lead, not running as Pena flips one towards center field. Easy for Mickey Moniak out there in center. And that's the first out of the ball game.
Good to see so far 2 baseballs hit softly against Reed Detmers.
Just a bump against the Dodgers last week. Otherwise, it has been quite a roll for Detmers of late. especially here at Angel Stadium. He's pitched well. Won his last start here against the Diamondbacks. Allowed 2 runs, 3 hits in 6 innings.
It's the time now for Matt Thaiss, Wayne, that he could have that back pick towards first base if Dubon's not going, especially a lefty at the plate.
Lefty's Kyle Tucker, and already Thaiss was looking that way on the first pitch.
Usually don't give you a whole lot of opportunity to see a whole lot of pitches with Tucker at the plate. He's one of the most aggressive hitters in baseball on the first pitch, and a lot of success on the first pitch, as most hitters on the Astros are.
Both of these teams really swing at the first pitch quite a lot. Runner is going, kind of a stutter step start. Throw to second by Thaiss. It is in time to get Dubon.
You talk about a perfect throw. Pop time, excellent. Right on the front part of the bag, so the slide's going in there for Dubon. He's going to be able to apply the tag right away for Neto. Well, there's a lot on that throw. You can't throw a baseball any better than that for Matt Thaiss. Coming in, 19% base stealers have been caught. Gets that big out there.
Now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kyle Tucker. Not the greatest jump for Dubon, who was caught stealing for the first time this year. And a laser from Thaiss to get the out right on the bag at second base. Tucker lays off the breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now a 2-time All-Star Kyle Tucker, who made the All-Star team for a 2nd straight year.
Coming in slugging .475.
Soft bouncer off the bat of Tucker. Luis Rengifo fields that one and throws it to first to win the inning. It's Reed Detmers working through the minimum, facing 3 hitters in a scoreless top of the first. Neto back off the IL yesterday, looking for his first hit since coming off the injured list today. Shohei's the DH, batting in the 2-hole. Taylor Ward hit a homer yesterday, and he's done well in his career against Framber Valdez, the starter for the Astros tonight.
And he's got really good stuff. Fastball 92-97, 50% fastball uses, curveball, cutter, and changeup. The go-tos to have success against Valdez today, and the Eagles have had their battles and tough times against him, but you don't miss fastball mistakes today. 261 with a couple of home runs, 3 home runs allowed versus his fastball. And you got to make sure that curveball doesn't start at the knees if you're going to swing at it. You got to bring it up in the zone, because if it starts at the knees, it's going to be in the dirt and a very tough pitch to make contact with.
Zach Neto had his first major league home run off of Framber Valdez here at Angel Stadium. He was sitting in the booth with Mr. October talking about his first career home run that he hit out into right field here at Angel Stadium, along with his 500th career homer. And there was Zach Neto parking one in that same spot.
Same spot. I think he's here again this weekend.
Swing and a miss by Neto on the changeup from Valdez, and a quick strikeout for the Astro lefty.
The defense for the Astros, very, very solid. The best in the game. When you look at McCormick out in center field, he made an outstanding play in the World Series last year in Philly, covering a lot of ground. Jolks, Tucker out in right, Bregman, Pena, Dubon, Abreu at first, and Maldonado behind the plate.
Martin Maldonado, the former Angel. Here's Shohei against Valdez. These two have squared off in numerous ways already this season, because the other 2 times that Framber faced the Angels, Shohei was the starting pitcher opposite of Valdez. Tonight it's Reed Detmers. You see the video game-like numbers for Shohei at the plate this year.
He's had his troubles against Valdez, like a lot of hitters have.
Framber Valdez is the major's ERA leader at the moment, right around 2.5. Gets Shohei out in front of the cutter, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a 129 batting average. He does have 1 home run. His 4 hits and 31 at bats. You saw that even on the first swing, for him to be successful against Valdez, he's going to have to drive the ball to left field, left center.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Shohei, with Taylor Ward on deck. Angels trying to make do in their lineup without Mike Trout. They thought Joe Adell would be a part of that. He's on the IL now. Anthony Rendon, nowhere to be found of late. Shohei strikes out as Framber Valdez has punched out the first two with his changeup.
Hyundai key for the game today. It's going to be a tough one going little Beastie Boys today. You got to fight for your right to party. And that means you got to fight every at bat against Valdez here tonight. He doesn't give in. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. So you're going to have to battle and bunch some hits together to be successful here tonight.
It's a good theme, whether it's in the short term of a ball game or the long term of a season, because you have to fight for your right if you want to party in October or in the clubhouse to celebrate a postseason berth. It is a fight.
Yeah.
And this team's going to have to show it over the next several weeks here. Taylor Ward taking all the way, it looked like there. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes. He was behind in the count.
It was odd to take a pitcher then. It's tough to be behind 0-2 against Valdez.
And Taylor Ward fortunate to have that one called a ball by home plate umpire Corey Blazer. So
that was all over the strike zone too. He had an opportunity to get in, and Valdez wasn't real happy about that one. A chance to strike out the side on his changeup.
Struck out Neto and Ohtani. Now it's 2-2 on Ward, who hit his 10th home run last night, his first in about a month. He's had a lot of success against Framber Valdez in his career, as Taylor Ward has hit .435, 10 for 23 against a very good pitcher on the mound for the Astros. A cue shot off the end of the bat. It's foul, handled by Damon Mayshore.
Valdez with 116 strikeouts this season. Coming in the game, just 8 with his changeup. He's got 2 in the game already, first inning.
A lot of weapons. His sinker is his best pitch. Gets a lot of ground balls. The most ground balls in the American League coming from Framber Valdez's sinker. Taylor Ward hits it hard and gets a base hit through into left center field. Extra bases perhaps as Jolks cuts it off, then bobbles it. Ward gets to second easily. And Taylor Ward with a 2-out double has a man in scoring position for the Angels.
Yeah, you have to take that shot, especially when that baseball goes to left center field. He was thinking double. Even if Jolks gets to that, I don't think he's going to be able to make that throw to get Ward. Hit their homer in last night to give him 10 on the season now with his 15th double. So that's 3 hits in the last 2 days for Taylor Ward, including a single, home run, and now a double.
Here's Mickey Moniak, who has worn the clutch jeans for the Angels so far this year. Seems like almost every time he's been up there with a chance to deliver a big hit, he has. Missing a good lefty, and remember, Moniak has not hit much against left-handers in his career. So he swings through that first pitch, but he has hit .357 with runners in scoring position so far this year. It's this one on a line right to Jose Abreu. So a well-struck ball, but in a bad spot for Mickey Moniak. The Angels leave Ward at second as we go to the second.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 4-seam fastball, average at 94.8 miles per hour. The slider just under 90 miles an hour. Changeup 86, sweeper at 83. Big difference though, the separation of speeds of his curveball and 4-seam. That's a huge separation. 10 feet when you think about when it gets to that plate on a 4-seamer compared to the curveball.
Alex Bregman goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. Moustakas reaching for it. Got a little closer than I thought he would, but still unable to make the catch right in front of Mike Trout's face on a t-shirt.
Yes. Trout was trying to will that baseball close enough for Moustakas to make the play. He was out there today standing behind the batting cage working and talking with the hitters today.
There's Mike patiently waiting for his chance to come back. There's Alex Bregman, who once was an MVP runner-up to Mike Trout. He's played like an MVP, at least against the Angels this year. Bregman has really done well in these games between division rivals. It's this ball well toward right, backing up for it. Hunter Renfroe still going. Renfroe makes the catch as he goes back for that ball. Kind of like a wide receiver, the way that he lunged back to make that catch.
Yeah, in right field, that's the one part of this ballpark where the sun is an issue at this time of the day, whether it's a 6 o'clock or 6:30 start.
No sunglasses for Renfroe at the moment. Might be something that he adjusts to as this game goes along, but made the play. Bregman flies out, and now Jose Abreu at the plate for Houston.
I think we made a little Corey Hart there, not wearing his sunglasses at night.
at least in evening. The ball's in a strike on Jose Abreu.
Reno and Hughes, both these teams have been really aggressive on the first pitch. Even Bregman, over the last couple of days, usually very patient, doesn't chase pitches. He's been swinging at the first pitch too.
Breaking ball from Detmers, when he lands that curve, makes everything so much sharper. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Abreu. And these teams swing the most at the first pitches throughout baseball.
Both pretty successful on the first pitch, so you don't want to go away from a pitch you're comfortable going after early and doing some damage.
Swing and a miss. Jose Abreu strikes out on a Detmers slider. There's the first strikeout tonight.
That's a great combination. Went curveball and then finish him off with a slider. So you have the curveball at about 75 and 88-mile-an-hour slider. So you got 2 different breaking balls, same result. 1 looking, 1 swinging for the strikeout first of the game. Reed Detmers. These are 2 really good young left-handed pitchers facing each other in here, and here it's going to be a battle for hitters throughout this game.
It's been fun to watch Detmers really turn the corner this year after a slow start and find his way and show that he can be not only a very good major league pitcher, but a dominant one at times. There's the curveball missing to Corey Julks. Detmers' curveball has been a go-to pitch. Landing that on the first pitch is important to him. Missed that one though to Corey Julks.
Pretty impressive the amount of strikes with his curveball too, because the curveball a lot of times will break below the strike zone. So throw that high of percentage in the zone. It's a good all-speed pitch. He doesn't throw his changeup a whole lot anymore, so his curveball has been a good all-speed pitch for him.
Julks hits it hard past Escobar and down the third base line. The Astros have extra bases from Corey Julks, who's done a nice job for them in a fill-in role this year with Michael Brantley out for most of the season for Yordan Alvarez's injury. Well, Corey Julks continues to step up, and a 2-out double here in the second.
That's his 13th double. He's coming in and slugging over 400, 407. This curveball though is on the inner half. By design, you want to have it either go below the knees or on the outside part of the plate. It's tough to be able to get the barrel like that on it. So he was on that one because it was on the inner half. Just gets it by Escobar at third.
Brings up Yainer Diaz. He looks at that first pitch curveball strike. You know, Julks, Yainer Diaz, these aren't superstar prospects. These weren't guys terribly heralded on their way through their farm systems, but been given an opportunity, and you know, they've both done well with it.
He's got 21 extra base hits, 10 home runs, 11 doubles. Slugging just under 500, 492.
It's an example of a team that has been able to shake off injuries, use their depth, and get quality depth from guys that have been stashed in the minor leagues. 2 balls and a strike on Diaz, who has some power. 10 home runs and just 188 plate appearances for Diaz at the big league level this year. Nice pitch by Detmers, gets a swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Real good depth of that one there. I wonder if we'll go right back to that slider again.
Three and two. We've seen Diaz in the past kind of cover that high fastball.
He's real good on off speed, hitting 391. 260 with 7 home runs, slugging 542 versus fastball, but has struggled against breaking pitches. So when you got an open base, 3-2, break a ball, maybe what he's going to go with here.
Swing and a miss. There was the high fastball, and Detmers climbs the ladder to punch out Yainer Diaz. 2 strikeouts in a scoreless top of the second for Reed Detmers. The Angels and the Astros. Angels trying to get back in the win column tonight. Tough stretch leading into the All-Star break. A rough loss here last night. This team could use a win, and Reed Detmers throwing the ball well early on. Good eats here at Angel Stadium too, don't forget, as Eduardo Escobar looks at a strike. we're overdue for a
yeah,
food
I know.
delivery.
Work your magic. Come on, Wayne.
Just thinking about that the other day. Usually I'm daydreaming about food, so that's where I'm at.
And why wouldn't you?
Escobar went around on that check swing. Didn't seem to agree with Carlos Torres, the first base umpire.
Still looking down there thinking, did I go on that swing? Yeah, it looked like he went on that one.
No balls, 2 strikes on Escobar. Switch hitter, bats right-handed.
Valdez has 3 pitches. He's got at least 30% whiff percentage. His changeup, cutter, and curveball.
It's just the second start since June 27th for Valdez. He sprained his ankle in the game against the Mets on June 20th. Still made his next start. Didn't pitch all that well against the Cardinals. Worked 6 innings, allowed 4 runs. Then he missed a start. Came back to face Seattle, worked 6 innings, allowed 2 runs. And then he was ready to pitch in the All-Star game. He was ready to start the All-Star game. He gets Eduardo Escobar to swing and miss for strike 3. So that's 3 strikeouts for Valdez. And there's 1 away. Mike Moustakas at the plate. 1 out. As we get it down to Erica Weston.
Guys, you were talking about Mickey Moniak being clutch lately. Phil Nevin has certainly noticed it too, coming off a 3-hit night last night. Moniak also has the 4th highest OPS in baseball, which is pretty remarkable. Phil Nevin said that he's doing it in an unconventional way too. 5-6 walks at this point, but he said he really understands who he is, what his swing is. A lot of hard work with the hitting coaches, but he's recognizing the off-speed pitches better because he's in a better position to hit. He said that's the best way he can explain it. Big hits late, big hits against big pitchers, and obviously with where we're at health-wise, he's going to get a heck of a lot of playing time too. He's earned it, and he certainly is tonight against one of the best lefties in the game, Gooby.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, he doesn't walk a whole lot, like you mentioned, but he's a guy that puts the ball in play, will be up there, be aggressive. Remember a guy, Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer, he didn't walk a whole lot himself, but he was up there with a purpose of putting some damage on the baseball every time it was thrown, whether it was secondary pitches or fastballs.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Mike Moustakas. He's done well against left-handed pitching himself this year. Really, Valdez has had reverse splits this season. And righties out more. And he gets Mike Moustakas out in a fastball that touches the inside corner.
He went right back inside with a fastball, even though Maldonado was setting up away for the 4-seamer. He paints it on the inside part of the plate. And you look at numbers, really the first time through the lineup for Valdez, it's like Shohei Ohtani type numbers, 161 batting average, but as the game progresses, hitters a little more success against him. That's why it's so important for Reed Deppners to put up some numbers, some zeros early on, because that's when you get into that 4th and 5th inning. That's when Valdez will give up some runs.
Valdez has a 1.24 ERA in the first 3 innings of games this year, 3.60 after that. So those middle to late innings, he's more susceptible. 12 strikeouts in a start earlier this year against the Angels, a career high 13 against them last year. And he struck out 4 already tonight.
Well, he starts way over on the 3rd base side of the pitching rubber. Was a time when most lefties would be middle towards the 1st base side of the pitching rubber. He's way over there. It's almost like he's barely touching the rubber.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Hunter Renfroe. Valdez ended up not going to the All-Star game this year because the Astros wouldn't let him pitch in it. And Dusty Baker was talking about how Garrett Cole said he wanted the ball and wanted to be a pitcher in the All-Star game. So Dusty said, well, who am I to say that to Garrett Cole that he can't? But he felt like he could say it to Framber Valdez.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to make that decision, I'll say, oh, let the Yankee pitch in the game, not my Astro pitcher.
So Valdez was understandably upset about it. He was hoping to start the All-Star game. He's the majors ERA leader. The Astros haven't had one of those at the All-Star break since Roger Clemens in 2005. ball 4, so Hunter Renfroe works a walk. First one issued by Valdez tonight.
This is his second walk against the Angels this season. It's almost 17 innings pitched. Basically, you got to put bunch hits together against him. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. There's 7 home runs allowed. He's covering 111 innings pitched.
He's a ground ball pitcher. He's a sinker baller. Mentioned Neto has one of those home runs. It was the first of his big league career. Matt Thaiss can turn one around. He looks at a strike from Valdez. The gap in right center field as McCormick shades over to left center. Thaiss slaps one toward left. That's a base hit. Jolks over toward the line to get it. Moving up to second base, Renfroe. Matt Thaiss with an opposite field approach and a 2-out single. Back-to-back 2-out base runners.
Real solid swing there for Matt Thaiss. Almost hit hard. It was upstairs. A good swing on that pitch upstairs against Valdez. Sinker stayed up, flattened out over the plate. Went with it, line drive to left field. Now another opportunity with the runner in scoring position here early on. Got to capitalize.
Mickey Moniak hit a hard hit ball with 2 outs and a man in scoring position in the first, but hit it right at Jose Abreu. Now it's Rengifo back in the lineup tonight, playing second base. Hits this ball well toward right center field, pretty deep. Back for it is Tucker. Back for it, McCormick. It's off the wall. Around third, coming home is Renfroe. Thaiss is on his way to the plate. The relay throw on the way. It's not in time. Luis Rengifo smacks a 2-run double off the wall in right center field. And the Angels grab 2 with 2 outs in the second off Framber Valdez.
Now they're checking that to make sure that's not a home run or not. I think that ball was gone. And the way they reacted in the outfield, they were slow to get that relay throw in there. I think that's a home run.
Phil Nevin will ask for a replay review, a crew chief review on what could be a home run.
How good does Luis Rengifo feel on that swing now?
The call in the field, the ball was in play. This is a crew chief review.
So we'll get a look at the replay as they do, and we'll see if the Angels actually get 3 here. Tough to tell on that video board out there, but yeah,
it's gone
well above the yellow line.
That is the way they reacted. I thought that was a home run. That's definitely out.
So a 3-run homer for Luis Rengifo.
The call in the field is overturned. We have a home run.
They certainly do. And the Angels have a 3-0 lead.
That's the best play in baseball, Wayne. 3-run home run. Earl Weaver, the late great Hall of Famer. That's a great feeling for Luis Rengifo. What a swing on that one. That's a great power the other way. Standing O for Rengifo.
He gets to wear the kabuto, and it speaks to the move last night. Phil Nevin taking Rengifo out of the game, benching him for what he felt was a lack of effort. Rengifo owned up to it. And here's Rengifo coming right back in the lineup tonight and giving a vote of confidence to the team and to the manager. A 3-run homer off of a guy that we just talked about doesn't give up many home runs. So a 3-0 lead as Zach Neto swings and misses.
And there's 2 out walks. Came back to haunt him.
Walk to Renfroe. Thaiss had a base hit. The bottom of the order paying dividends. And Neto looks at a strike.
What a good swing. What a good moment for Luis Rengifo. Off the bat, 102 miles per hour, going 384 feet.
Zach Neto cuts through that pitch from Valdez, and that's a strikeout to end the bottom of the second, but 3 runs. 3 straight base runners with 2 outs, and Luis Rengifo puts the power into one to the opposite field, just over the yellow line in right center to give the Angels a 3-0 lead. And Luis Rengifo, after being benched last night, his first at bat today, cracks a 3-run homer.
Love the reaction by the fans too, give him a standing O, getting back into the dugout.
There's Chas McCormick to lead off the third against Reed Detmers, who has not been given a lot of run support this year. Detmers has barely been offered more than 3 runs per game by his teammates this season. 5th fewest in the majors. He's got 3 to work with here, and he drops in a strike to McCormick.
And the all-important, we've said this a lot, Putting up that 0 after your offense, especially against Valdez, gives you a 3-0 lead here.
One almost hit McCormick, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Trying to nab the inside corner, but just missed it. Now it's 3-1. Seems like those shutdown innings have been tough for the Angels to pull off at times this year. A leadoff walk here in the third after the Angels took a 3-0 lead.
That's the frustrating thing, especially and we've talked a lot about that as leadoff walks have come back and haunted the Angels pitching staff. Get a 3-0 lead like that, you want to go out there and attack the zone. You see how frustrated Reed was walking to the back of the mound right away. Perfect guy now to get a double play ball and this get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Martin Maldonado, as Detmers checks on the runner at first. McCormick has 9 stolen bases in 10 tries. Maldonado has hit into 8 double plays over just 208 at bats, so very clear double play candidate if Detmers gets a ground ball. It's a strike there on the first pitch to Maldonado.
It's a dangerous spot, even though you want to get that first pitch over and then break a ball. Slider upstairs against Martin Maldonado is a tough one. It's a pitch he still has some good power.
Swings over that one and it's 0-2.
Real good adjustment. Took a little bit off on that slider.
Saw Maldonado hit a home run here earlier this year. He had 14 home runs for the Angels in 2017. That was a career high. Won the Gold Glove that year too. And the Astros acquired Maldonado, gave up Patrick Sandoval in that deal back in 2018.
The thing about Maldonado behind when he's behind in the count 0-2, or we 1-2, he's staying right on the plate and he's not moving out of the way. He was not moving out of the way of that slider down and in.
Well, there's value when you're hitting a $168 or whatever and getting hit by a pitch.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the order next. Maldonado lays off the high fastball. Maldonado drafted in 2004. 36-year-old catcher. That's in there. Strike 3 called. Fastball at the bottom of the zone. Detmers has his 3rd strikeout.
That's a catcher guessing along with the pitcher, thinking he was going to get a secondary pitch. Got the express instead. It's right down the heart of the plate. He's looking slider or curveball. And a 95-mile-an-hour fastball freezes him.
So 1 away, and the batter Mauricio Dubon.
Well, he is up there hacking.
Yes, he is.
Got 24 extra base hits, 18 doubles, a couple triples, and 4 home runs.
A very productive player for them in his surprisingly nearly full-time role, with Altuve missing a lot of time so far this year. First the injury that he suffered in the WBC, and then after coming back hurting his oblique. Dubon's bounced around a little bit, has been with the Giants. He lines this ball to left center field and has a base hit. Around second base, McCormick stumbled a bit, draws a throw toward third from Taylor Ward. It's a base hit for Dubon. He's 2 for 2. The Astros trying to cook something up here in the third. Brings up Jeremy Pena, flied out to center field his first time.
That's a good conversation for Matt Theis to go out to Reed Detmers on that one.
Really, those mound visits as we get into the pitch timer and pitchers trying to find opportunities to catch their breath, those mound visits become more and more important.
especially as the season progresses, and pitch count and innings for pitchers, starting pitchers, very, very important. Because of the pace they have to do now, and they have not been used to the last 3-4 years.
Pena with a squibber toward the mound. Detmers backhands, looks to second but flips it to first. Gets the sure out, especially with his momentum going toward first base. Really no chance to get another out anywhere else.
That's a smart decision there. A lot of times you react, think you might have a play at second. No, just take that out. You have a tough batter now. Mention how aggressive he is on the first pitch. This first pitch has got to be a good pitch for Detmers.
2 outs. The runners move up to second and third as Kyle Tucker stands in. Bounced out softly to the second baseman Rengifo his first time. And Tucker looks at a strike.
He's 22 for 57 on the first pitch put in play this year. That's a .386 batting average.
He's always handled left-handed pitching well. It's a ground ball into right center field, a base hit. It's going to score 2 runs, McCormick and Dubon. And the Angels unable to get that shutdown inning. Astros come back with 2 right away. A base hit for Tucker makes it 3-2.
And if one thing you look on in the season for Reed Detmers, it's been that shutdown inning. He has not been able to get that. Tucker stayed on that pitch. That's a pretty good pitch. It was down. And just finds that baseball through the infield. Just like that. Right back in the game.
And the leadoff walk comes back around. It was McCormick who drew the leadoff walk to begin the inning. And whether it's a leadoff walk or a 2-out walk, really any kind of base on balls gives the other team a chance. Alex Bregman with a pop-up. Moustakas over near the Astros dugout, and he makes the catch. Good play.
He almost got that last one. This one, he gets it into the dugout.
Well, he had some practice with that one that almost blew back in. This one does. Moustakas leans into the Astro dugout and snags one to end the inning. Valdez allowed a 3-run homer in the bottom of the second inning to Luis Rengifo. Framber Valdez will be called for a pitch timer violation. So it's 1 ball, no strikes on Shohei.
It's still not going to stop Shohei from being ready to attack the first pitch against Valdez.
Well, it's a strike. I don't know. Does that go on his first pitch strike rate or not? Not sure. Probably doesn't. You know what it kind of was. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Tommy with a chopper to the second baseman. Mauricio Dubon throws him out. One away, our Kia player profile. We told you Framber Valdez leads the majors in ERA, at least coming into today. It's tight against Shane McClanahan and Clayton Kershaw. Valdez's ERA has gone up since allowing 3 runs today, so technically at the moment no longer first in the majors, but that was going into tonight's start. For a guy who signed kind of older out of the Dominican Republic. As Valdez was already 21 years old when he signed.
His shoulders, he is so strong. Uses his lower half very effectively.
It's been quite a grind for Framber Valdez. When you sign already in your 20s out of the Dominican Republic, it usually means you've been passed up for a while. Some of those guys sign when they're 16, 17, even 18, starting to get up there. And Valdez was 21. And he was finally scooped up. And strikes out Taylor Ward for the second out here in the third.
Boy, this is what you didn't want to see, especially after their offense got him right back in the game. He's locked back in, ground ball, and now a strikeout. He's got 6 punch outs in the game.
As Mickey Moniak hit the ball hard his first time. Lined out to the first baseman Abreu. Moniak just 1 for 36 in his major league career against left-handers. I have a feeling that's going to start to change with more playing time Mickey is planning to get. Playing just about every day now. He's going to start to get hits against lefties.
Yeah, you get to see how he's staying in there well against Valdez. He had lined out that first at bat. It's a tough lefty on the mound too to deal with for Moniak.
The pitch by Framber Valdez, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
What you look for as a left-handed batter against a tough left-handed pitcher is how much you move that lower half of the body. He's staying in on that, tracking the baseball away. Pretty good hack on that sinker.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Mickey Moniak. He swings and misses as Valdez cuts him down with a changeup. So Framber Valdez has struck out 7. He's given up a few runs, and the Angels have the lead. Throwback weekend, the Angels take on the Pirates at 6:30. First 25,000 fans will receive an Angels fanny pack courtesy of Santa Ana College. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. Throwback weekend, always a good time. Jose Abreu takes a curveball for a strike. This guy's been around a little bit now. A little over a decade in the big leagues, most of that with the White Sox for Abreu.
It has been an RBI machine throughout his career. Started off slow for the Astros, but has picked it up lately.
Really go back to about June 7th. Abreu had a .532 OPS. He was hitting .211. Since then, he has hit over 300. His OPS about .850 since then. Home runs have come too. He's hit a half dozen over the last 5 weeks. So he's not done yet.
Looks like he got him to go on that one. It's pretty close. Our angle right here, you almost see that bat crossing the plate. Well, he was able to hold up. That's a strong man to be able to hold up on that one.
36-year-old from Cuba. It's a bouncer foul. Defected to Haiti on a small boat with his family. Made his way to the United States soon after that and signed a 6-year contract with the White Sox. He started his career with 4 straight seasons hitting at least 25 homers and driving in 100 runs. Swings and misses here as Reed Detmers gets his 4th strikeout. This time with a slider. He's fanned Abreu twice.
That slider was upstairs at 90. Almost appears to be a cut fastball like action to it. Not that usual downward tilt on his slider. That was upstairs.
So 1 out here in the 4th. Corey Julks will be the batter. Abreu with those 4 straight 25 homer 100 RBI seasons to start his career. Only Joe DiMaggio and Albert Pujols had done that before. Pretty good company there.
I was going to say that's good company.
A couple of guys who wore number 5 and one guy who wore number 79. Strike to Corey Julks. No balls and 2 strikes as Julks fouls one off. Kid from Houston who was an 8th round pick of the Astros out of the University of Houston. A big year in the minor leagues last year. Lewis Brinson, the former big leaguer, told Dusty Baker, keep your eye on this guy. Corey Julks grew up going to Astro games wearing the Astros uniform. Takes ball 1 from Detmers.
Interesting in this sequence against Julks, he's going twice now to the curveball. Remember, he lined that curveball to left field for a double. His first at bat.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Reed Detmers back-to-back strikeouts to start the 4th.
That's why I love he went with 4-seam fastball there at 95. He's got a lot more strikeouts lately with his 4-seam fastball during this stretch.
There's Yainer Diaz, struck out on the fastball his first time up, and why wouldn't he get strikeouts with that fastball? 95, has good late movement. Coming from the left side, you don't often see lefties throw that hard.
He's starting to throw it more. It's become more effective.
Two balls, no strikes on Yainer Diaz with McCormick on deck. McCormick walked to start third inning when the Astros punched home a couple of runs. Angels got 3 in the second, a home run from Luis Rengifo. Now 3 balls, no strikes on Yainer Diaz.
Gotta believe he's going to be swinging 3-0 here.
Looks at a strike at the top of the zone.
Got the old in the neighborhood 3-0 pitch.
Well, that happens.
That was in the neighborhood.
Clearly
Not around
a strike.
it. Yes.
Still 3 balls, 2 strikes on Yainer Diaz, who is a catcher by trade. There's the DH for Dusty Baker's Astros tonight. Detmers loses him. Try to go back to that slider that he struck out Abreu with and missed it wide for the 2-out walk. Ball 1 to Chas McCormick. Detmers walked a couple. It was McCormick who got the leadoff walk in the third. Later scored on a 2-out, 2-run base hit by Kyle Tucker. All the runs so far in this game have scored with 2 outs. Now 2 balls, no strikes on McCormick.
In another quick conversation, I think you have to do that. There's 2 quick outs, 2 punch outs, and then a walk with 2 outs.
Detmers, Theis, and Rengifo will jump in the car together and ride around with Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
And now they're back. It was just a quick ride.
Yeah, that was a quick one. Quickly around the neighborhood.
That's what Theis says. Get on the highway and go 95 right now if you're Reed Detmers. Throw some strikes to Chas McCormick. 2 balls and no strikes the count here. McCormick, really a glove first outfielder, but he can hurt you with the bat too. Has some sneaky power. 14 home runs last year. He's hit 8 this year. There's a strike. That same 3-0 call that's in the shadow zone of the plate comes back on Detmers' side again. Three and 2 now. And we'll give Yainer Diaz a chance for a head start.
Yeah, you had to challenge him in the strike zone. That was a pretty good hack by McCormick against Reed Detmers on that. Now, at that plane with his fastball, you could try that slider down there to get a swing and miss down and in.
And there's ball 4. Detmers with the curveball and missing badly again. So the last 2 batters has gone to 3 and 2 and then missed badly for ball 4. Here comes Matt Wise. It's another mound visit as the Angels spend another with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. This inning started with back-to-back strikeouts, and now back-to-back walks. Gives Martin Maldonado a chance.
And we've talked about it yesterday. We've talked about it all season long. This Astro team is so good with 2 outs. And the gift base runners, it makes it even more difficult to get through and maintain the lead.
Maldonado struck out looking his first time. Detmers has fanned a handful, and now a few walks to go with it. A base hit here could tie the game. Maldonado yanks the bat at that curveball and comes up empty. And helped out Detmers. A little early for the wave, isn't it?
It's never too early just to try to create a little cooling sensation with as warm as it was today.
Just missed, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Detmers trying to compete here to get through the 4th. And that ball is ripped. It is fair down the left field line. It will at least tie the game as Diaz scores. It's Ward coming up with it to try to get it in, but all the way around to come home is McCormick. And the Astros take advantage of back-to-back 2-out walks. The former Angel, Martin Maldonado, gives Houston a 4-3 lead.
Curveball was upstairs. He was able to turn on it and just keep it just fair. Stayed upstairs, he stayed back on it and kept it fair.
And these walks have been a crusher for Detmers tonight. There's a high fly ball off the bat of Dubon that Taylor Ward gets under. And that ends the inning, but 2 2-out walks. Then a 2-run double by Maldonado. The Astros have the lead. Houston has the lead. It is 4-3. Eduardo Escobar will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Mentioned Framber Valdez did not go to the All-Star game, so he did not get to hold one of those stand-up-to-cancer signs that we saw in the middle of the All-Star game. But Carlos Estevez did, and Estevez was able to hold a sign for a very good cause. We send it down for more. Here's Erica Weston.
Yeah, Esty is an all-star on and off the field, guys. He was introduced to Germán Catalán, a 12-year-old from Leo Carrillo Elementary. The Angels were introduced to him earlier this year on a school visit. He was diagnosed with leukemia and met Chris Stavinsky and Sam Bachman on a hospital visit a few weeks ago. Now, Devo told Esty about Germán, and he wanted to support him during the game. So there you see Carlos signed a baseball to Germán. Get better soon. He dedicated his stand-up-to-cancer sign to Germán. That's also a signed baseball by the entire American League All-Star team. Germán will be at the hospital for a couple of months for treatment, but we are all sending our best wishes to him and rooting him on from the sidelines. But what a great opportunity for Esty to give him some deserved recognition there at the All-Star game.
Well, as Eduardo Escobar, it's a chopper past Bregman into left field. Escobar is on to begin the bottom of the 4th. Germán strikeout cancer and then save that baseball. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Wish him the very, very best.
Give Bregman an error for missing this hard hit bouncer off the bat of Escobar.
Anticipate a different hop on that when it gets by him and try to feel it to the side.
Here's Moustakas. Angels took advantage of a Jeremy Pena error yesterday. Try to do so after Bregman has opened the door here in the bottom of the 4th tonight.
Mentioned the 4th and 5th inning has been an issue, somewhat of an issue, even though his numbers are still pretty good, Valdez. 16 earned runs in the 4th and 5th inning, covering 33 innings pitched, a couple home runs during that stretch in his 2 innings. So he's got traffic right away now.
There's a strike on the curve. His Valdez has only given up more than 3 earned runs in a game twice this year. Once May 15th against the Cubs, allowed 4. June 27th in St. Louis, gave up 4. He's allowed 3 tonight. Moustakas rolls one foul to keep it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moustakas tied up as he strikes out, and that's another strikeout for Framber Valdez. He has fanned 8 tonight.
That's another strikeout on a changeup also. Left on left changeup. He's trying to fight that one off.
A tremendously hard thrower, and that changeup comes in just a few miles an hour off his fastball.
Very similar to the speed of a changeup that Griffin Canning will throw.
Renfroe had a good cut at the first pitch from Valdez and fouled it off. Renfroe has walked and scored tonight. All the runs in this game have scored with 2 outs. Maybe the Angels just need to make another out here to get the offense going, as they trail 4-3.
Renfroe would like to hit one out right now, just for fun.
That'd be all right. Nobody would argue with him if he wanted to do that. Hits this one well to the gap in right center field. This one's headed for the wall. Extra bases for Renfroe. Escobar's on his way to third. He's being waved home by Bill Hasselman. Relay throws on the way to the plate. It's high, and Escobar is still out at home.
I think they might check that. He didn't have much of a shot to get there. The throw took it high, but he had the whole entire plate blocked.
If Escobar looked like he might have stumbled as he rounded third base, as McCormick got it in.
And a high throw. Nice play by Maldonado. Anywhere for Escobar to get close to the home plate area. But the throw took him up and be able to block the play. A little bit of stumble there.
And he kind of lost his footing on his way home beyond that stumble too. Escobar's thrown out. Surprised with all the different ways we've seen catchers get called for blocking the plate that the Angels didn't take more of a look at that. And the throw was high, but it still looked like you could make the argument that Maldonado was set up on the left side of home plate.
That stumble there, and he's trying to get in towards home plate. I mean, he's got that knee down, he's got the entire plate. Again, the throw was high, so it takes him towards home plate. And you're right, Wayne, that we've seen some odd decisions when it's gone back to New York about that plate being blocked.
The Angels have a man thrown out at the plate. 8-4-2. McCormick to Dubon to Maldonado for the out at home. Theis gets a piece and stays in there. Theis had a base hit to left his first time. Slapped one the other way. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
The third outfield assist this for his career in center field for McCormick. 6 overall.
Some of the Angels batters tonight have success going to the opposite field against Valdez. And Hifo's homer to right center. Even Neto's earlier this year that way. Renfroe's doubled in the gap. The gap in right center field. Theis strikes out. It's that changeup again that's been the culprit. 9 strikeouts for Framber Valdez as he just barely holds on to the lead. Away from first, stumbled a bit as he was approaching third base. Looked like he was prepared to stop at third as he got the go-ahead from Bill Hasselman.
Yeah, because he's close to the base right there. A lot of times the base runner, you're thinking, okay, he's going to be holding you up, and you see that hesitation by him, and then has to try to redirect and go towards home, and he stumbled because he's stopping right there. And it's going to be tough, you know, especially with that arm of Dubon. Even though it was a high throw, but it was at home plate, and Maldonado was able to adjust quickly and apply the tag.
And the desperation for victory shows in different ways. Maybe an overly aggressive send there to try to get a run and tie this game up.
You'll see that on occasion, especially when you're facing a tough pitcher like Valdez.
Renfroe can't quite reach that one down the line from Pena. It's a foul ball. So Escobar thrown out at home. The Angels remain down by a run here against the Astros. Angels trying to avoid their 7th straight loss. 11 out of 12 if it gets there. And the starting pitchers during this stretch have had an ERA of 7.76. Detmers has allowed 4 runs in 4 innings himself. And right before that, when the Angels were playing some of their best baseball this year, the starting pitchers had been great.
Yeah, when they were on that stretch, when they got all the way up to that 2nd place in the wild card, the starting pitching was great for a long period of time.
2nd in the wild card. They were 2nd in the West, had that big series win in Texas. Pena, it's a ground ball to short. Zach Neto gobbles that up and slings it to Moustakas for the out. Shohei's been battling that blister over his finger, that cracked fingernail. His starts have not been quite what you usually expect. Detmers had a great run. Now back-to-back outings for him where he's been touched up. Now Tucker with a fly ball hit to straightaway center field. Mickey Boniak has room. And there's 2 up, 2 down. Tomorrow night it'll be Tyler Anderson, kind of late tomorrow afternoon. It's Sunday Night Baseball, but it's a 4 o'clock local time start here tomorrow as Anderson will be on the mound for the Angels against Christian Javier. Hasn't quite been as good as usual this season.
You know, still has that fastball, especially right in the upper part of the strike zone. When you're dealing with the shadows, that's not going to be an easy task.
That's a 4-10 start. It'll be on Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. Terry Smith and Mark Langston will be here. If you have a need for a local flavor. Alex Bregman with a bouncing ball to Zach Neto. Quick inning. Oh, very quick. 1-2-3 for Reed Detmers in the top of the 5th. Luis Rengifo making that error in the middle of the game with Jose Abreu at the plate. Our T-Mobile coverage cam, and Rengifo with that poor effort going after it. He was benched. Comes back tonight though and cranks a homer off Framber Valdez.
Yeah, going the other way. Good swing on that one. Lines it out for a 3-run home run. I just love the reception he got when he got crossed home plate after a review of that one by the fans here at the Big A.
There's Rengifo leading off the bottom of the 5th inning, taking ball 1. Rengifo with his 6th home run this year. He had 17 home runs last season, and 11 of those came from the right side of the plate. Tops this one to short as Pena backhands Abreu with the stretch to get the out on Rengifo. So ground ball out for Framber Valdez. For a guy who gets a lot of them, he hasn't had many opportunities tonight, because he's had 9 strikeouts in this game.
And the odd thing for him, he still has a high percentage of ground ball outs, a little over 56%. But that's down from 64.9% in his career. You go back to 2021, it's 70.4% ground ball rate. Got a lot more strikeouts this season, though.
Valdez's sinker has been one of the best pitches in all of baseball this year, according to StatCast run values. He has saved 15 runs with that pitch alone. Zach Neto takes ball 2. As far as the strikeouts for Framber Valdez this year, well, he's had one double-digit strikeout game against the Angels already. And with another strikeout tonight, he'll have his second 10 strikeout game of the year, with both coming against the Halos. Overall, 125 strikeouts for Valdez in 116 innings. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Neto, who's had a tough time making contact tonight.
Yeah, especially, you haven't played in a while. You're still trying to get your timing and rhythm at the plate together. Then you're facing a pitcher like Valdez. Not an easy task here for Zach Neto as he takes that timeout. It will shorten up his stride and see if he can hit the ball to right field.
Wasn't any rehab assignment either for Neto. Did some work over the All-Star break. And swings and misses again for strike 3. So Valdez has fanned Neto 3 times. That is the 10th strikeout for Framber Valdez tonight. Shohei Ohtani will be the batter, looking to add to his major league lead in home runs. Burger King ruling the play. Just 2 men have reached 30 homers in the majors this year. Matt Olson for Atlanta, 2 behind Shohei for the major league lead. Big swing, but right over top of that changeup again. Framber's had a good one tonight.
Shohei has made a real good adjustment on changeups. Back since June 1st, he's been covering that all-speed pitch.
1 balls, 2 strikes. And Shohei gets a piece to stay alive. Swing and a miss. Valdez has struck out 11. He's gotten Shohei twice. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th. Sports brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Spectrum One Internet Advanced Wi-Fi and Mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. And by Shakey's, the original Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving food, families, and fun since 1954. On strikeouts in this game tonight, Reed Detmers has fanned 5. Framber Valdez has punched out 11. 2 shy of the season high 13 he had last July against the Angels at Minute Maid Park. That should have been a strike to Jose Abreu, who has also struck out twice tonight.
That was a good pitch, upper quadrant in the strike zone, inside where you have to against Jose Abreu. Don't let him make those arms extended.
Good pitch there as Detmers makes it even. 1 ball, 1 strike on Abreu. Corey Julks and Yainer Diaz follow here in the 6th inning as Abreu uses his timeout. Detmers kind of recalibrated his pitch count after a very quick 5th inning. He's had 85 pitches here in the 6th. And he gets Abreu out in front again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Detmers trying to keep his team right in this game. 2-2.
We try to go that same combination, that slow curve and slider to get him out. We're through that one.
Line drive. It is caught by a leaping Zach Neto. A back-footed leap on a soft liner from Abreu.
Sometimes you think and hear the sound off the bat, it's going to be hit harder, but it was a soft line drive. A nice job by Neto to react and be able to get that one.
So one away, and the batter will be Julks. Want to send best wishes to our buddy Rick Riz, the Mariners radio broadcaster. He is off this weekend after suffering from an ATV accident during the All-Star break. No serious injuries for Rick, but banged up a little bit, so he's got the weekend off.
And one of our all-time greats. This is a great guy to always have a conversation with. Wish him the very best.
Go easy on the ATV, Rick.
Yes.
Julks with a fly ball hit to right center as Renfroe waves for it and catches it for the second out.
We say goodbye baseball.
Goodbye baseball. Some of the famous home run calls in Major League history. Two out, nobody on as Yainer Diaz stands in. And Ichiro was there. He would say sayonara baseball on an Ichiro home run. Diaz walked and scored in the fourth. 3 walks. All come home to score. It's been a big pain for Detmers tonight. How those bases on balls have turned into runs. That's why the Angels are on the downside here. Diaz takes ball 1.
Still good velocity on his fastball there. 94. 93rd pitch.
And that's in there. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 6 for Reed Detmers. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. The Angels right there, down by 1. As an all-star, a Cy Young candidate. He's been electric tonight.
I mean, getting a lot of swing and misses tonight on his changeup. This has been a very, very big pitch for him tonight. He's pitched so well against the Angels, he's probably thinking the Angels had some kind of plan against him as far as the break ball, whether it's his cutter or curveball, but instead his changeup has been excellent.
Strike 1 to Taylor Ward. Valdez's career high in strikeouts is 13. It came against the Angels last July. He's had 6 double-digit strikeout games, or at least 6 strikeouts, or 6 games with at least 11 strikeouts. And 4 of those have now come against the Angels, 2 this year. Taylor Ward the other way, a base hit. And McCormick able to grab it in the gap in right center, holds Ward to a leadoff single. The Angels have gotten their hits the other way tonight.
And that's what you have to do, especially when you're facing a changeup like Valdez. He went changeup there again, back to back. Stayed on it, lines it to right center. So he continues to swing the bat well against Framber Valdez for Taylor Ward.
Here's Moniak 0 for 2. Hit the ball well his first time lined out. Struck out in the 3rd inning. Bregman way off the line at 3rd as Moniak stands in. Here's ball 1. Reed Detmers sharpened up over the last couple of innings. He's able to get through 6 and keep the Angels right there. Give the offense a chance to come back here tonight.
Now that's 3rd time through the lineup, 288. Compared to 161, 248, and 288 the 3rd time through.
One touches up on the outside edge to Moniak. 1 ball and 1 strike. Moniak has really settled in to become a solid major league player with the Angels. Right in front of that as he bounced it into the Astro dugout.
So he threw that sinker in. I wonder if he tries that changeup inner half now. He's got 5 strikeouts with his changeup today, Valdez. And going back to it, his 8 changeups for strikeouts this season.
Moniak loops one to left. That's a base hit. Well, he really stayed with that pitch and served it in the left field. Just his 2nd career hit against a lefty. Back-to-back hits to start the 6th.
And another base hit the other way, like you just were talking about, Wayne, is staying in on the baseball, staying inside-out approach, and lines out to left center. So 2 base hits against Valdez the other way.
Now an opportunity arises for the Angels here in the bottom of the 6th inning against a guy that has had their number over the years and Even so, within this game tonight, he's punched out 11, but he's allowed 3 runs. He's given up 6 hits, and now the Angels have a chance to at least tie it, if not take the lead, as Valdez is up against it here in the 6th inning. He's only thrown 79 pitches, so pitch count not a real issue here. Got up to 105 in his last start before the break against Seattle. Escobar reached on an error his last time. He's another guy who can go to the opposite field and hit the ball well the other way. He shows bunt, lays it down the first base side. Valdez picks it in foul territory. This is a tough team to score against when you have a chance. Giving up an out is tough to swallow. Escobar is a better right-handed hitter than he is a left-handed hitter. Well, he's pretty good from both sides. Valdez turning towards second to see if Escobar would give away any sort of bunting strategy here.
Just don't think he's going to be bunting here, especially when you got Moustakas, a lefty, on deck. He's had a tough time against him tonight with 2 strikeouts.
Escobar swings away and misses. And now it's no balls and 2 strikes. So the bunt on the first pitch, off after that.
I wonder if he was actually doing that on his own then, potentially. The lefty-lefty matchup on deck.
Moustakas will follow. And Escobar strikes out. That is the 12th strikeout for Framber Valdez, tying his season high, 1 shy of his career high. All of that coming against the Angels.
That's that nasty cutter. More look for me, looks like a slider more than a cutter.
Here's Moustakas. He has fanned both times he's batted tonight. Curveball drops in for a strike. Hunter Renfroe's had some good looks against Valdez tonight. He's on deck. Ball off the gear of Maldonado, but stays close to home plate. He could speed on the bases with Ward at second base and Moniak at first.
Valdez, because he could spin that curveball and cutter a lot. He's got 5 wild pitches this year, almost number 6. He's tied him up inside. Remember that last time up, got him on a changeup inside. This time he tied him up with a sinker in. As Moustakas is trying to get the barrel of the bat on that one. Might be forced to go inside out like Moniak did, if it's something inside.
Moustakas fouls it off and stays alive. Angels could use a big hit. They could use a win. They've lost 6 in a row. They have dropped further back in the standings, trying to get one back against Houston tonight. Moustakas strikes out. That is 13 for Valdez, tying his career high.
Spins that, break a ball again. Nasty curveball.
This for the old days, and they didn't look at pitch counts. We'd be talking about a potential 20 strikeout performance tonight. And he's certainly on that pace, striking out 13 in 5 2/3 innings. Renfroe fouls one off. He's only had a few outs come on balls that weren't strikeouts. There was a line out from Moniak in the first, a couple of ground outs, and then Escobar getting thrown out at home off of Renfroe's double in the fourth. Still just a base hit would do for the Angels. Renfroe with a ground ball. It's Pena who has it, and that ends the inning. Framber Valdez escapes trouble in the sixth. He has racked up 13 strikeouts and has a 1-run lead. Valley Sports brought to you by Carl's Jr. The El Diablo Burger is back. Consider yourself warned by California Community College. Enroll today at icangotocollege.com. By Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. And by Pacifico, a rich golden lager brewed for those who follow their own path. Pacifico, live life, anchors up. Sun sets on a beautiful night here in Southern California. Lee Detmers has exited the ball game after 6 innings. And those walks come back to bite him on an otherwise decent performance from Detmers. And now Chris Davinsky will try to keep it a 1-run game.
They had really good stuff. I think when you look back at that for Reed Detmers, he's going to look and say, I just got to be a little more aggressive. I got to trust my stuff a little bit more so. Then you eliminate those walks.
So Davinsky against his former team, the Astros, where he was an all-star reliever. Chas McCormick leads off. He bunts, he pops it up foul over the screen behind home plate. Now that's the foul ball you want. The soft popped up bunt.
That would have been our shot there, Wayne.
So our buddy Sarah Valenzuela from the LA Times had a foul ball ricochet in her direction earlier from Jose Abreu.
We don't want that one.
Ground ball. Rengifo dives and knocks it into left center field. This time he hustles after it, which keeps McCormick at first base. We talked about the learning lesson, the redemption. Well, good effort by Rengifo, and an even better effort after the ball knocked away.
Right back up the middle. It's on the shortstop side of the bag. And you can almost guarantee McCormick will be stealing here early.
McCormick had not had more than 4 stolen bases in a season until this year. He has stolen 9. He's used his speed in a better way. That's part of the rule changes and allowing more stolen bases and base runners to feel more comfortable running.
Obviously, the Astros are aware of Chris Davinsky and his times to the plate. He has 4 career pickoffs. And he's allowed 61 stolen bases. Only 8 base runners have been caught.
And they're going, and a line drive base hit the other way for Martin Maldonado. Sticks McCormick at third. The Astros playing winning baseball on a hit and run, put runners on the corners with nobody out.
That's the thing. Maldonado, you might not have that high batting average, but when you put a hit and run on him, he always makes that contact in the ground. And that whole opening on that right side of the infield.
Now the Astros with a chance to extend their lead. Mauricio Dubon, the batter. And he has a ground ball base hit into right field. McCormick scores. Maldonado will go all the way to third. And the Astros first and thirding a couple of base runners back to back, scoring 1 and taking a 5-3 lead as Dubon gets his 3rd hit tonight.
A team that makes contact, puts the ball in play, 3 singles, and a run scored.
So Davinsky getting bombarded by base hits here, just rollers in good spots. McCormick hit a ball up the middle off the glove of Rengifo for a base hit. Maldonado on a perfectly executed hit and run. And now Dubon hits one behind Rengifo into right field as well. So 3 ground ball base hits, and the Astros have plated 1 and threatened for more with nobody out. Jeremy Pena is 0 for 3 tonight. The Angels had a 3-0 lead in this game after the second inning. A 3-run homer. You know, teams win about 75% of the time when they hit a 3-run homer. It was a 3-run homer that gave them the early lead. And the walks bit Detmers. The lead was coughed up. The Angels have not been able to score any more on Valdez. And now Houston punching away here as the game gets later. And Pena hits it hard but foul.
Had some chances against Valdez over the last few innings. That's the time where Davinsky needs that punch out.
Davinsky with a check on the runner at first, Dubon. The Astros have put together 3 straight hits against Davinsky here in the 7th. Davinsky got off to such a great start this year. He's been susceptible to giving up more hits and more runs here lately. He gets a strikeout of Pena and a big first out here in the 7th.
Big, because now with his changeup, he may be able to get Kyle Tucker out in front. He has rolled in 8 double plays.
The 5th straight outing in which Davinsky's allowed a run, and 8 times in his last 10 he's given up at least 1 run. So over the last month, Davinsky has not been quite as sharp as he was over the first several weeks of his big league season.
Feels like he's going to be going here too. That was that changeup. He tried to get close enough to the plate where he'd get him out in front and get a ground ball with an infielder.
Ball 1 strike on Kyle Tucker. Important games for the Angels coming straight out of the All-Star break. These 3 with Houston, 3 with the Yankees after this series, then the Pirates to wrap up this homestand. And it's a long road trip taking this team through the trade deadline. Tucker holds his swing, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That ball is drilled by Kyle Tucker to left center field. Moniak back at the wall, sizing it up, and he makes the catch up against the wall in left center field. Another extra base hit robbing catch by Moniak as Maldonado scores on a sacrifice fly.
Boy, he timed that perfectly too. It's going to be our Arco top tier play. Moniak taking that perfect route to the wall. He's been real close getting over that wall. More like the top of it, but a real nice play by Moniak. He's already robbed a couple home runs.
Now he's coming in for this one, and he tries to knock it down as Bregman gets a base hit. Dubon advances to third. A 2-out base hit by Alex Bregman.
Boy, he has been really, really aggressive on the first pitch. Probably the most patient hitter on this Astros team.
So 2 down as Bregman reaches 4 hits in the inning against Davinsky. And we'll pause for a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Yo, Jack, that a baked brownie in my munchie meal?
You know it, Snoop.
Say less.
I missed Snoop during the All-Star break. There's Zach Weiss getting ready in the Angels bullpen. It's now 6-3 Houston. As Jose Abreu stands in. One to Abreu. Abreu struck out twice, then lined out softly to Neto his last time against Detmers. He's in line on the losing side of this one after giving up 4 runs in 6 innings. Framber Valdez with 13 strikeouts. Is anybody up in the Astros bullpen right now? He might come back out for the 7th.
Yeah, for that many strikeouts, he's got a pretty decent manageable pitch count. It's 89, 68 strikes today.
As you'd expect with a 13 strikeout performance, a lot of swings and misses from Valdez, 23. Abreu hits this one well toward left center field. Moniak another good jump, racing for it, leaping up, and it is a home run for Jose Abreu. A 3-run shot with 2 outs here in the 7th. It's the 8th homer this year for Abreu, and the Astros have blown it open. It is 9-3.
They just stayed on that. He's starting to get that swing together. You can see how strong he is to hit that one out that far to center field.
And that's that for Davinsky. A 5-run 7th. Appearances on the year. He was outstanding, turned into an important piece of the Angels bullpen. Then all of a sudden it started to turn back in that series in Kansas City. Gave up a couple of runs and 2 more against the Dodgers in his next appearance. Suddenly he's allowed a whole lot of runs over his last 10 games, especially tonight. He's given up 5. Now the Irvine native Zach Weiss takes over on the mound.
Yeah, his fastball low to mid-90s, but very good spin rate on his curveball, slider. And Davinsky, you go back to it, there's still pretty good separation between the speeds of his fastball and his changeup, but just hitting that middle part of the plate more often now in this stretch.
Corey Julks the batter with 2 out, nobody on in this now 6-run game. Even with the bigger lead, it looks like Dusty Baker is going to stick with Framber Valdez and give him a chance for a new career high in strikeouts in a game. He's matched it tonight with 13 in just 6 innings. 2 balls and no strikes on Julks. Status there. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zach Weiss from the area. So he went to his fair share of Angels games as a kid. Was 10 years old when they won the World Series. And not lost on him that number 57, as he wears now, was Francisco Rodriguez.
Boy, was he big in that stretch there when he got brought up by the club in September.
He worked as a 1-2 punch in the bullpen with Troy Percival over the final month and into October, and especially in the postseason. Ground ball to Eduardo Escobar. On the top of the 7th comes to an end, but a 5-run inning as the Astros well in front. Blake Snell has become a Cy Young candidate in the National League to not allow an earned run against the Phillies, although the Phillies did come back to win that game. Zach Gallen, who lost to the Angels here at Angels Stadium, that's the one win the Angels have had over the last 11 games. Pitching for Arizona, Spencer Strider got roughed up by the White Sox, who won in Atlanta for the first time ever today. The only guy in that group that was able to get a W was Marcus Stroman, who could be one of the top trade candidate rumors that you start to hear over the next couple of weeks, because Stroman has an opt-out in his contract after this year, intends to use it.
He has been a ground ball machine. Speaking of ground ball machines, although not the main source of outs today, has been a strikeout with 13 of them.
Got 2 strikes on Matt Thaiss as Framber Valdez works for a new career high in strikeouts in a game. One ball, 2 strikes. Valdez struck out a baker's dozen in a game against the Angels last year at Minute Maid Park, July 3rd. He worked 6 innings to get those 13 strikeouts, just as he has tonight. He's into the 7th now, and he's ahead in the count on Matt Thaiss. Maldonado was crossed up a bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's got overthrown those last couple of pitches.
Pitch timer violation. Hasn't seemed to affect Valdez, that he's had a few of those tonight.
We haven't seen a whole lot of them at all lately.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And they've been lesser and lesser around the majors as players have gotten used to it. 3-2 to Thaiss. And there's ball 4. So a leadoff walk. Valdez has walked 2. Thaiss has been on base twice. The batter will be Luis Rengifo. Astros getting their bullpen up now as Valdez has thrown 94 pitches. It's the long-haired Ryan Stanek. Strike to Luis Rengifo.
Rengifo back his first at bat in the 2nd inning, lining a 3-run home run right center against Valdez.
No balls, 2 strikes. Rengifo with that 3-run homer that gave the Angels the lead. 9 unanswered runs since. Bouncer over the mound. Coming in for it is Dubon. Tries to tag the runner, and he can't get anybody, but they're going to call Thaiss out for running out of the baseline between first and second. Seemed like Theis needed to go that far around. Maybe he did around Dubon, but it's called out for running out of the baseline.
And it was called right away.
So Hifo is aboard at first on the fielder's choice. The batter will be Zach Neto, who has struck out 3 times tonight. There have been a number of 13 strikeout performances in the major leagues this year. But only one pitcher has made it to 14. That was Lance Lynn, who struck out 16 Mariners on June 18th. He's the only pitcher that has had even 14 in the game this season. Corbin Burns struck out 13 Reds last night. In fact, the Brewers have thrown 3 straight shutouts, shutting out the Reds again tonight.
It was crazy. They ended the first half with a series against the Reds and opened up the second half with a series against the Reds.
The Reds have not scored in any of the last 3 games now. So they've been knocked out of first. Milwaukee has taken over for now in the National League Central. Zach Neto drills one to left field. This is way back. Jolks is at the wall and it's gone. Zach Neto has homered off Framber Valdez for the 2nd time this year. And the Angels get a little closer. It's 9-5.
106 off the bat. Zach Neto, welcome back from the IL on that swing. Long way out, left center. 7th home run, now 25 RBIs on the season for Zach Neto.
Boy, did this team miss Zach Neto when he was out.
Defensively and with that power, whether he's hitting leadoff or batting 9th.
And there's another rookie right behind him that they missed, Logan O'Hoppe.
He's getting close. He was hitting off the tee today.
Pretty amazing when you think about it. Here's Shohei. Lunging and reaching at his side as he fouled that pitch off.
That's a pretty good launch angle. He's got a foot down. He's creating that bat speed. And 106 off the bat. That's a long way out left center. I was happy about that one.
And Shohei looked pretty uncomfortable after that last swing. He's back in the box though. The count, no balls and a strike.
And that changeup inside again against Shohei. And they're going to come out and make sure he's okay on that throw, on that pitch.
The Astros sending their training staff out to look at Framber Valdez. On a warm night, he's pitched into the 7th inning. He's struck out 13. He's over 100 pitches.
Maldonado is really good at sensing when one of his pitchers has some discomfort in the delivery.
He's been remarkably durable throughout his career. He's never really missed much time.
Maybe a leg or something like that. He's kicking at that back leg, that push-off leg.
Remember, he sprained his ankle a little less than a month ago. He missed a start because of it. Maybe it's that ankle injury that is barking again for Valdez as he walks off the mound in the middle of this at bat against Shohei Ohtani. So the Astros will go to Stanek as the lead is 9-5 for Houston. Valdez has been lifted from the game. You know, at the beginning of this game, you score 5 runs off Framber Valdez, you feel pretty good about it, despite all the strikeouts. And they put up a 5 spot on Valdez, the most earned runs he's given up in a game this year. But the Angels still find themselves behind by 4 as Ryan Stanek takes over for Houston.
His fastball is another firm one out of the bullpen. 96 to 100 slider splitter. Throws a lot of splitters.
Here's Shohei with a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. As Valdez left in the middle of the at bat. Ohtani trying to smack that one, missed it to make it 1-2.
Got the first pitch splitter.
Shohei lets the hair flow a bit as they swoon somewhere in Japan or here or wherever. Swing and a miss. So Ohtani strikes out for the third time tonight, and there's 2 away.
The back-to-back splitters. Strikeout of Shohei.
Taylor Ward at the plate. He has a couple of hits tonight. Trying to get his bat going again. Homered yesterday, so a good start to this series for Ward. Swings through that 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Stanek, who has a good arm. All these Astros relievers seem to. Houston's bullpen has been lights out once again this year. 3rd lowest ERA in the American League. The Astros have the 2nd lowest team ERA in all of baseball, only behind Atlanta. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ward.
Even with some of the injuries to their pitching staff, it's still been very, very good.
Now they've got a lot of guys out. They never really replaced Verlander. Did so internally. Urquidy's out. Luis Garcia was a big part of their pitching staff. He's out. Lance McCullers Jr. seems like they're always trying to figure it out without him.
Yep.
Full count now on Ward. Mickey Moniak on deck. Ward stays alive.
His approach there was to try to drive that to right center. It's like his last at bat against Valdez, lined a shot to right center.
The count is still full on Taylor Ward. And that's low. Ball 4. Good at bat for Ward as he works a 2-out walk. See if Mickey Moniak can tighten things up even further. Moniak has shown some very good power at the big league level this year. Has a base hit tonight. A single off Valdez's last time. Moniak, though, with 23 extra base hits in 40 games at the major league level, including 10 home runs.
Done a lot of that damage too in that 7th inning or later.
Line drive to center field and a base hit for Moniak. So back-to-back base runners with 2 outs. Moniak has his 2nd hit. Eduardo Escobar is due up now. Escobar 0 for 3 tonight, all batting right-handed against Valdez. He switches to the left side here against Stanek.
Bullpen action now again for the Astros.
Stanek's only given up 3 home runs this year. He'll walk himself into trouble, though. He's already walked 1, and he misses with ball 1 to Escobar.
Abreu up, warming up now. The power arm saw last night.
Abreu worked an inning, the 8th inning yesterday. Escobar pops this one up in the foul ground and out of play. That was before Ryan Presley came in and struck out the side to end the game. Angels had their chance against Abreu, though. Put a couple of men on base in that 8th inning.
It's a really interesting one swing of the bat here, and a guy that does have a lot of power. Escobar.
He's not homered yet as an Angel. This is as good a time as any. Good crowd tonight. Fireworks after the game. Angels hoping for fireworks here toward the end of the game. Escobar lays off to make it 2-1. And another power hitter on deck in Moustakas. Angels would love to give him a chance as the tying run. Ball 3.
We should see a fastball here now for Escobar, and this is the kind of pitch he can drive.
He lines it toward right center field. That's a base hit. Ward around third. He's on his way to the plate. He'll score. And the Angels have put up 3 runs here in the 7th. They've made it 9-6, and the tying run will come to the plate.
He got that fastball, and he lines it in right center for an RBI single. And forced Dusty Baker to go down to the bullpen. It was up and elevated, lined, bringing the tying run to the dish right now.
Brian Abreu worked an inning yesterday. He'll be summoned by Dusty to try to get the last out here in the 7th inning tonight with the tying run at the plate. So the Angels barking back. They've made it 9-6. And Mike Moustakas will have a chance to make it even closer when we come back. 20 or more. Get tickets for as low as $8 per seat. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups for more details. And Rally Monkey working overtime here in the bottom of the 7th. The Angels were down 9-3. They've made it 9-6, and now Brian Abreu enters with the tying run at the plate.
Moustakas has that power with one swing of the bat. You're tied right up. It's been a tough day so far for Mike Moustakas, but can turn all the way around with one swing of the bat here now.
Moustakas has struck out 3 times. Framber Valdez punched out 13, tying a career high. But he also allowed 5 runs, including a couple of homers. Luis Rengifo a 3-run shot. Zach Neto a 2-run homer. And now if Moustakas can rip one out of here, it could be all even. At the very least, the Angels would love a base hit to keep the line moving. 3 straight have reached with 2 outs. Moustakas had a hanger right there in the middle.
Ooh, that was right in that zone.
Abreu was on the ropes yesterday, but got out of it. A couple of big outs in the 8th inning to keep the Astros in front. Moustakas drives one. Hits deep to right. Back for it is Tucker at the wall. The game is tied. The game is tied. Mike Moustakas has knocked out a 3-run homer, and it's 9-9.
Loving that reaction by Mike Moustakas earlier today. He said, let's go. We got to get this game. What a swing that was. A signature swing for Mike Moustakas. Just like that. Tied at 9.
They brought in Moustakas specifically because he's a winning player. He's won before. Just a limbo out of the way of a Brian Abreu fastball.
What a swing that was, by the way, for Moustakas, and then right like that. Yeah, you see that energy he's bringing. Said it earlier, let's go. Well, he did it. Tough night to start with, but what a swing that was.
A wild 7th inning at Angel Stadium. It is 9-9. Renfroe comes through that fastball up in the zone. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 6 runs here in the bottom of the 7th after Houston scored 5 in the top of the 7th. seemingly to pull away. Well, not tonight. Abreu can be susceptible to the home run. He's given up 6. Renfroe's hit 15. And he swings and misses to end the inning, but the Angels come through with a 6 spot. They tie it up. Zach Neto back off the IL yesterday. His first hit back from it, a 2-run homer off Framber Valdez. And the Angels kept striking. Mike Moustakas, the game-tying blow, a 3-run shot, and it's 9-9 after 7 at the Big A. 7th inning to tie this game. Zach Neto, a 2-run homer, and then Mike Moustakas with a 3-run shot.
Boy, Moustakas has covered this baseball. The energy he had on that was no doubt it was out. It was just a matter of how far it was going to go.
He looked like he was ready to run through a brick wall.
Yes.
When he had that caboodle on, pounding his way through the dugout. And now, as Moustakas goes back to first base, Matt Moore comes off the injured list. His first appearance in almost 2 months. And it's in a huge spot. A tie game here in the top of the 8th.
Moustakas has been a winner his entire life. Like in high school, a World Series champ, that energy he brings, what a swing.
1 ball, 1 strike to Yainer Diaz, bottom of the order for the Astros here in the 8th inning. And Moustakas has only had 1 other game in his career that didn't go into extra innings where he has hit a home run and struck out 3 times. That was also here at Angel Stadium, and he was with the Royals all the way back in 2012. Home run, struck out 3 times as he has tonight, but what a monster shot this was.
His first career home run in this ballpark.
Diaz fouls that one off. Moustakas in June of 2011 hit his first big league home run here. That was a serious blast. Now Yainer Diaz has a base hit. Change up from Matt Moore, and Diaz scoops it into left center field. So the leadoff man on for Houston here in the top of the 8th inning. It is 9-9.
That's a pretty good pitch too. He went down and chased something out of the zone. That's your job as a pitcher, to get a swing in a non-strike, and he's still able to fight that into center field.
A real high leverage appearance for Matt Moore, coming up straight off the injured list. He was so excellent for the Angels before the injury. A 1.44 ERA for Moore. McCormick with a fly ball hit well to right field. Renfroe is back near the wall. He leaps and it's gone. Chas McCormick has hit a 2-run homer the other way. And the Astros come right back right away. They put up 2 here in the 8th to make it 11-9.
This baseball is carrying well. Stayed on it short. McCormick the other way. 9th home run.
Here's Martin Maldonado. I told you earlier, McCormick can run into one every once in a while. He has scored 4 runs in this game. 2 walks, a single, and now a 2-run homer. He has come around to score on all of his plate appearances. Maldonado couldn't hold his swing, and now the Angels, just as soon as they tied it up again, give the runs right back. It's a big ask of Matt Moore to come off the ILs and pitch in the major leagues in almost 2 months, to go right into a high leverage spot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Maldonado.
Look at that bottom part of the order here for the Astros. It's been very, very effective. 4 hits, 5 runs scored.
Bouncing ball to Rengifo. That's the first out of the inning following the go-ahead homer by McCormick. And the Astros don't sweat it. They give up 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th. And they come right back, take their at-bats, and find a way to take the lead right away. 11-9. Mauricio Dubon's had 3 hits tonight. The Astros have had a dozen. Dubon swings and misses to make the count 0-2. Foul just above our booth. #15th pitch of the inning coming up from Matt Moore, and now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels will have their same part of the order that led off the 7th inning to get things going. Theis, Rengifo, and Neto. As the Angels batted around in the bottom of the 7th. They put up 6 to tie it up. Now they're behind again as Dubon fouls it off.
We just go back to that same thing we talked about, getting that shutdown inning, unable to do it. They score 3 runs early and they come right back to the Astros. They just battle you.
It's been an issue all season for the Angels, giving up runs after scoring runs. Highest team percentage of allowing runs in the half inning after scoring 2 or more. The Angels 5th worst in the major leagues. And they've given up runs in the half inning after scoring 2 or more 1/3 of the time. Only the A's, the White Sox, the Rockies, and surprisingly the Brewers have done that more often. Dubon really extending Matt Moore's pitch count here with another foul ball.
Bullpen action going now. This long half inning for Matt Moore, his first game back.
Tucker Davidson is getting loose in the Angels bullpen. Angels used 4 relievers yesterday, already 3 today. Nobody has overlapped yet, used in both games so far. Mauricio Dubon plans to be here all night. Drive to right center. Moniak got a good jump, racing for it, makes the catch.
Been busy out in center field today. It was a good play, good read, good angle. Run that one down. An outstanding play in left center field earlier today.
Now 2 down. Pena 0 for 4 tonight at the plate. Struck out his last time. Matt Moore signed pretty late in the offseason, really just as spring training was getting started. Got off to a great start to the year, and that oblique injury zapped him for several weeks. And one just ran away from Rengifo as it goes into right center field for a base hit. Pena thought about second as Renfroe fires it back in. Pena goes back to first after his 2-out single.
Towards the end of the bat, and it gets it by Rengifo playing second base, more up the middle.
That'll be it for Matt Moore, as Tucker Davidson had been up in the bullpen. Looks like we'll have a Tucker versus Tucker matchup, as Davidson will face Kyle Tucker for the Astros. Zach Neto with a big blast off of Framber Valdez. Second time he's hit a homer off Valdez this year in his rookie year. Mike Moustakas electrified this crowd at Angel Stadium with a game-tying 3-run homer in the bottom of the 7th. It was short-lived success because the Astros took the lead right back. Chas McCormick, a 2-run homer in the top of the 8th inning.
Crazy game this has been.
Matt Moore in his first game back off the IL, giving up that home run to McCormick. Jose Abreu homered earlier for the Astros. Luis Rengifo homered earlier for the Angels. There have been plenty of home runs in this game, plenty of firepower to make this one 11-9. And now Tucker Davidson faces Kyle Tucker, who's got a 3 RBI night himself. Strike to Tucker as Theis thinks about a throw to first.
Pena's got 8 stolen bases that has been caught 6 times.
Davidson's last appearance was July 3rd in San Diego. Came to the Angels not too far from now last year when he was traded in that Raisel Iglesias deal. Iglesias went to Atlanta and at least last season was unhittable in the last couple of months. Iglesias has not been much of a factor for the Braves, however, this year. So he spent some time on the IL. Feels like the Braves win by 11 every day anyway, so they don't even need a closer, at least not until October. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Tucker.
It's a pretty good take, especially after a pitch just on the outside corner at the knees, and then he followed up with a slider almost exact same spot, just a little below the zone. Gives you a pretty good indication how he's seeing the baseball out of Tucker Davidson's hand.
He's a great player, Kyle Tucker, a 2-time All-Star now, and he takes ball 3 from Tucker Davidson. Tucker actually was once cast as Ted Williams in a PBS documentary about the Splendid Splinter. Kyle Tucker, a tall, lean, left-handed batter. Tried to hold his swing, but he could not. Strike 3. Tucker Davidson gets a big strikeout. Kyle Tucker fans to win the top of the 8th as the Astros reclaim the lead. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Well, on a night where the ball's flying out of Angel Stadium, a pitcher that has always been susceptible to the long ball takes over here in the bottom of the 8th for Houston. It's Hector Neris.
He's been throwing the ball real well this year. His 42nd game he pitched last night. Fastballs, pretty firm fastball with some sink action to it. 93, 98 slider and splitter, a lot of splitters.
Gave up a home run to Taylor Ward yesterday. Earlier in his career, against the Phillies, or rather when he was with the Phillies, he gave up a lot of home runs as their closer. Matt Thaiss will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning against Neris here, as he'll be followed by Rengifo and Zach Neto.
See if the offense can respond again.
Matt Thaiss takes ball 1.
Good take on that one off the plate.
2 balls and no strikes. Angels have been able to keep their offense fired up tonight. Neris will walk hitters too. 17 and 38 2/3 innings. Nice on 2-0. It's a dribbler back toward the mound. Neris fields his position and gets the out. One away, and that brings up Rengifo, who's had a 3-run homer, a fielder's choice, and a run scored.
Well, your goal has to be in this inning is somehow, some way. You got to have someone on base for Shohei Ohtani when he comes to the plate. 2 guys are coming up now that have already homered in the game. Luis Rengifo, Zach Neto on deck.
Big swing by Rengifo as he swings through the first pitch from Neris. If the Angels just get 1 base runner in this inning, then Shohei would bat at least as the tying run. And there's ball 1 to Rengifo. Zach Neto would follow here in the bottom of the 8th as Rengifo tries to reach. Somebody has to give Shohei a chance in this inning in a 2-run game. There's a strike at the top of the zone on a splitter, a high splitter from Hector Neris.
Yeah, that did get the top of the zone.
Now Rengifo calls for time. First game of this series yesterday saw a lot of offense. The Astros pulled out a 7-5 win. Tonight, 11-9 with the Angels on the wrong side. There's ball 2 to Rengifo. 3 home runs, all with men on base from the Angels tonight, and 2 from Houston. 3 3-run homers in this game. Rengifo able to spoil that.
Yeah, that was a tough pitch. See, it's all you're trying to do is foul that one off. Just hoping for a mistake.
Swing and a miss. Two outs. Zach Neto will try to get on base with Shohei behind him. Neto drilled one off Framber Valdez in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, he got that foot down just at the right time to lift that one out well over that 390 sign. Left center. Zach Neto.
Neto struck out his first 3 times up against Valdez, then homered off him.
It's amazing. Mike Moustakas did the exact same thing.
Moustakas' homer off of Brian Abreu tied it up briefly. And Neto with a fly ball to center field. So Ohtani will lead off the bottom of the 9th as the Angels go down in order here in the 8th. Certainly plenty of highlights in this game. The Angels are desperate for wins, and they need some runs in the bottom of the 9th to try to pull this one out. Alex Bregman leads off the top of the 9th against Tucker Davidson, who recorded the last out in the 8th inning, striking out Kyle Tucker. Bregman still well received here at Angel Stadium, takes ball 1. Bregman with a single and a run scored tonight. 11 runs, 12 hits, make that 13 hits for Houston. 9 runs, 10 hits for the Angels. And they've scored 14 runs so far in this series, but unless they score a few more tonight, they will not have won either of these first 2 games. The pitching has allowed 18 runs.
Got a break on that one. That was a little above the strike zone.
Two balls and a strike now on Bregman. Hit to first. Moustakas stumbled on top of the ball and takes it to the bag to beat Bregman. One out. We'll pause for a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
Moustakas made a nice play on that. That energy he's been bringing. That baseball said, you know, I'm going to stay right by you on that one. Big out.
Away as Jose Abreu bats. 3-run homer for Abreu in the 7th. So many big hits in this game from both sides. Abreu's home run made it 9-3. It looked like this would be an easy one for the Astros. It turned into anything but. The Angels posted a 6-run bottom of the 7th to tie this game up 9-9. Two balls and a strike now on Abreu. The Angels in the bottom of the 9th will have Shohei, then Taylor Ward, and Mr. Clutch, Mickey Moniak. Presumably it'll be Ryan Presley who is warming up the Astros bullpen. Presley's been unbelievable lately.
But again, the way this game's going, you just never know. Might be that time he struggles. Valdez, the same thing. Those numbers he has put up against the Angels in this game, though, gives up 5.
Yeah, weird night for Valdez when you look at the final line. 13 strikeouts, tied a career high, missed a lot of bats, but then gave up 5 runs too. Slow bouncer. Escobar fields it, throws it wide into the dugout. Now Abreu will march all the way to second base. Probably a base hit and an error to put Abreu at second with 1 out.
Yeah, just try to get that quick handle on the transfer. Just to bobble. He's basically just throwing almost a changeup over there, not able to get a grip on it.
Ball 1 to Corey Julks, who doubled earlier in this game. The Astros have had a base hit from every person in their lineup tonight, 14 total. Tucker Davidson trying to keep this game where it is. A liner to center. Mickey Moniak has to back up a bit to make the catch. And that's the second out.
You see how strong Julks is. That ball was hit hard right up straight back to center field.
Moniak came in at first, then found where he needed to be.
It's off the bat at 104.5 miles per hour with Julks.
So now Yainer Diaz, the batter. He has 2 runs scored tonight. The man on deck, McCormick, has had a monstrous night for Houston. He has scored 4 runs in this game. He has walked twice, he has singled, and then the big blow in the top of the 8th, his go-ahead 2-run homer. Balls 2 strikes on Yainer Diaz.
Moniak's played some outstanding center field. He's got a couple hits in this game. You know you love to see him get up. A chance to do some damage in the 9th.
So if the Angels can put together, see if it's still a 2-run game. As Diaz rolls it in the left center field, and that's a base hit to make it 12-9. As Taylor Ward didn't throw it toward the plate, probably wouldn't have had a shot at Abreu anyway, but Niner Diaz delivers a big insurance run for Houston.
Another 2-out hit in this game by the Astros.
You got to get somebody out in a big spot. You have to get somebody out to end an inning. Stop a rally. And the Angels have now allowed 19 runs in the first 2 games of this series, 12 tonight. McCormick has been all over the place with 4 runs scored. It was his 2-run homer that put the Astros back on top in the top of the 8th inning. Houston has scored 8 in the last 3. Largely nullifying a 6-run inning, an exhilarating bottom of the 7th for the Angels, but Houston is 3 outs away from pushing this one through for a second straight win to start this series. One and 2 on McCormick.
Tiny Ward, Moniak, and Escobar potentially, followed by Moustakas potentially also. Love to see him get another opportunity.
McCormick hits it hard, and Escobar keeps it in front of him. Unable to scoop that ball cleanly. We'll see if that's ruled another hit. Either way, McCormick's on base for the 5th time in this game. Seems like they gave Escobar an error. Yeah, we're going to say it's a base hit. So it's McCormick 3 for 3 now. Matt Thaiss goes to the mound to try to talk Davidson into getting another out.
Maldonado's had a big game himself.
Who hasn't really on the Astros side? Maldonado's had an RBI double, a single, and a run scored. They've had 12 runs on 16 hits. Three more hits in this inning. Another run has scored. There's ball 1 to Maldonado as Davidson tries to get through at the top of the 9th. Presley still throwing in the Astros bullpen.
Cannot afford to give up any more runs in this inning now.
Should end the inning. A pop-up from Maldonado. Zach Neto calling for it on the outfield grass. Retires the side. A big insurance run, and the Astros lead 12-9 heading to the bottom of the 9th.
Go back to Hyundai Key for the game today. And this definitely is right on cue. You got to fight for the right to party, and that means you got to find a way to get some base runners here to bring that tying run to the dish. Eventually give yourself a shot in an epic comeback here, especially when you tied it up at 9 with 6 runs back in the 7th inning. You see the Astros score 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. Fight there all the way through against a very, very good pitcher down, Ryan Presley. His fastball with some movement to it. 92-97, curveball, slider, changeup. A lot of secondary pitches you'll see from Presley here.
The Angels offense has certainly fought tonight as the pitching staff's allowed 12 runs on 16 hits. The offense has not gone away. A 6-run bottom of the 7th tied this game at 9 apiece. It'll take some real work to try to get it done against Ryan Presley tonight. Presley has been unhittable lately. If you go back over the last several appearances, he has not allowed a hit to any of the last 42 batters that he has faced. He has retired 30 of the last 31. Last night he struck out the side. Last time Presley gave up a hit was on June 15th.
That long? So he's definitely due. He's definitely due.
He's pitched 12 innings since then without giving up a hit. And there's a strike to Ryan Presley.
There's a nasty changeup right on the outside corner of the knees.
Shohei, then Taylor Ward, then Moniak, Escobar, Moustakas. It'll take a village here in the bottom of the ninth. Twelve 9. There's a high fly ball, left center field. McCormick sizing it up. He's at the wall, and it's gone! Shohei Ohtani! He delivers home run number 33. A major league leader in round trippers sends one out to make it 12-10.
That's going 404 feet for Shohei. Shohei had struck out 3 times, homered today. Zach Neto struck out 3 times and homered today. Mike Moustakas struck out 3 times and homered. Just like that, just need another base runner, bring that tying run to the dish. Shohei Ohtani, 33rd home run, 72 RBI.
Strike to Taylor Ward. So
he said he was due.
Yeah. First time in a month that Presley's given up a hit. The last time it was a home run to Keibert Ruiz. That's the 4th homer that Presley has allowed this year. 2 of them have been to Shohei. The Angels have hit 4 home runs tonight. They need more. It's 12-10. Ward, then Moniak, then Escobar, then Moustakas. Ground ball left side off the glove of Pena. A base hit for Ward, his 3rd tonight, and the tying run will come to the plate. It's Mickey Moniak.
Boy, making some noise, coming right back. Shohei with that power to dead center field. What a swing for Shohei. And that was a changeup he has continued to crush all speed.
Moniak has 2 hits tonight. He takes ball 1 from Ryan Presley. Presley worked an inning yesterday, struck out all 3 batters. Tonight he's allowed a homer and a single to the first 2 hitters. Moniak swings through the curve. 1 ball, 1 strike. Late and close. Mickey Moniak has been in the middle of some big hits. The tying run at the plate. And he chops it foul.
That was upstairs too. That's one of those pitches you could do some damage to it.
Escobar follows. And Moustakas, who had the game tying homer earlier.
Ooh. Got a break on that one.
Presley trying to dot the inside corner. Didn't get the call. It's 2-2.
Yeah, late and close. That's right on the inside corner, by the way. For Mickey Moniak, hitting .381, slugging .857. Couple home runs.
He hits this one hard up the middle. Base hit into center field. Ward will stop at second base. Has to hurry back as McCormick throws behind him. It's another hit for Moniak. It's 3 straight hits to start the bottom of the ninth. The tying runs are on base, and now here's Escobar representing the winning run.
It's amazing how, as a player, you can just slow these big moments down and to have some damage on a breaking ball like that. Back up the middle. just like that. You have the tying runs on the bases and the pinch runner now. Andrew Velasquez, what a swing again for Moniak.
Moniak has pretty good speed himself, but Andrew Velasquez a bit faster as he goes in to run for Moniak at first. So the tying run is there with very good speed. Now Eduardo Escobar at the plate. Ryan Presley is allowed a home run and back-to-back singles. We saw Escobar try to bunt with a couple of men on base earlier. See if that's on the table here. Bregman is in on the grass at third. Escobar shows bunt and misses. Escobar does have a sacrifice bunt, 2 sacrifice bunts this year. That pitch just missed.
With his power, I'm surprised he's asked to be bunting here in this spot.
20 homers last year. He's had at least 20 home runs in every season dating back to 2017 outside of the shortened pandemic year. He's only hit 4 homers this year, but that power is still there.
I'd take that bat back and just let him try to drive one now.
Yeah, absolutely. He shows bunt, he turns away, and it's ball 2. Presley's not getting that inside corner.
Well, now you're in hitter's count now. You're in a 2-1 count. You got to believe you're going to get something in the strike zone. So I believe he might be swinging away here.
Especially with good speed on the bases. A ball in the gap can tie it up fast. It's 12-10 in the bottom of the 9th. A wild game at Angel Stadium. Escobar shows bunt, takes ball 3. Mike Moustakas on deck. Escobar looks at a strike, showing bunt on 3-1. So now you figure he will swing away on a full count. Ward is at second. The tying run, Velasquez at first. Presley has gone into a 3-2 count with Eduardo Escobar. And a curveball's lined up the middle, a base hit. Ward got a late start off second. He had to make sure the ball went through. He stops at third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. The Angels down by 2, and it's Mike Moustakas coming to the plate.
What a rocket back up the middle. The stage is set for Moose here.
Bottom of the 7th inning tonight. Moustakas poised and ready, delivered a game-tying 3-run homer. The look in his face as he was slapping hands in the dugout. Now he's got a chance to at least tie it up again, if not win it. What a game here at Angel Stadium.
Moustakas, a lot of power versus breaking balls. He's probably going to see a number against Presley.
The outfield is very deep for Houston. And they're worried more about cutting off the winning run. A base hit to the outfield should tie the game, especially with Velasquez's speed at second base. Three straight hits after Shohei's home run, and Moustakas swings through that curve in the dirt. And Presley's now thrown 22 pitches in this inning. After Moustakas is Hunter Renfroe. Up and in, it's off the glove of Maldonado. Here come the runners. Ward scores. It's 12-11, and the tying run goes to third. The winning run to second.
threw him a fastball there. That's a good take on that one. It gets off the glove of Maldonado. Forcing now the infield in.
Velasquez with excellent speed, the tying run at third. It's Escobar at second base. He's the winning run, and there's nobody out. On 2-2, Moustakas takes ball 3. Presley now at 23 pitches in the inning has yet to record an out. The Astros have their infield in. On 3-2, Moustakas. It's a bouncing ball to second, fielded by Dubon. He gets the easy out at first, and there's one away.
Just got him out in front enough on that changeup.
Here's Hunter Renfroe. His struggles with runners in scoring position have been well documented. He does have a couple of sacrifice flies on the year. And he lines one towards center field. Coming in as McCormick. It's a base hit. Here comes Velasquez to the plate. The game is tied. It's 12-12. And Hunter Renfroe makes it even.
Oh, this place is going crazy. What a swing. Renfroe, middle of the field approach. Perfect swing, line drive. Get the job done. Tie ball game. What a game.
Ryan Presley has been unbelievably good this year.
We said he was due.
His fourth blown save. He's been tagged for 3, and now one more wins it. Escobar's at third. Here's Matt Thaiss. He punts, and Escobar dives back to third. It was a safety squeeze attempt, as Thaiss could not connect on that pitch.
And with the left-handed batter and Bregman rated third base, Escobar can't get a big lead anyhow, so it has to be a perfect bunt.
The Angels have 5 hits in the inning. It's 12-12. And Thaiss takes strike 2 on a fastball at the bottom of the zone. 27 pitches now thrown by Presley. Carlos Estevez is up in the Angels bullpen. He would pitch the 10th if there is one. Thaiss trying to make sure there's not. Another great comeback by the Angels in the bottom of the 9th. Thaiss slices one foul.
Home with a fastball on that one. He's going to throw a lot of fastballs.
6 runs in the 7th, 3 in the 9th. The Angels have looked buried a couple of times, and they have stuck their hand through the dirt each time. Now they're trying to win it. And Thaiss strikes out. 2 away.
It's that nasty breaking ball. Nice shot by Maldonado to keep that in front.
And now Rengifo is being called back. Trey Cabbage, who has not yet had a major league hit. He's only had 1 big league at bat. He will pinch hit for Luis Rengifo. Rengifo's had a pretty good night at a 3-run homer. What a story this would be if Cabbage can get his first big league hit as a walk-off. Phil Nevin rolling the dice. And the man who has had a very good season at AAA this year. Cabbage has hit his way onto the big league roster. A terrific performance at Salt Lake City. Now in the big leagues, he has a chance to be the hero in his second major league at bat. big swing and a miss on that curveball. Cabbage tried to hit that one to the moon. He just needs to hit it in the center field here and win this game. See the numbers at AAA, very strong. Stole a lot of bases to go with those home runs.
This bar way down the line here.
He's trying to get Presley's attention. Presley's thrown 30 pitches here.
Remember, the Angels have 2 walk-offs this year, and both have been on wild pitches.
First time that's ever happened.
Yes.
Another hearty cut. And Cabbage swings right through it. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Renfroe took second on that last one. Let's see if Cabbage can shorten his swing here on the 2 strike situation. If it gets to extra innings, Estevez will pitch the top of the 10th. And that an automatic runner will go out there, and the Astros might be forced to use Maldonado to run. Unless they want to give up their DH, which they could. Yainer Diaz is their DH. At the end of the world to not have a DH in the last extra innings here. Let's see if that even matters. Escobar busting down the line, trying to get Presley's attention. As Cabbage hits one in the air to center, McCormick backs up for it. He is there, and he makes the catch just before the warning track to end the inning. The Angels tie it. Shohei Ohtani hits the blast to start the rally. His 33rd homer made it a 2-run game. And then the Angels with 4 hits from there. Hunter Renfroe, the game-tying single. It's 12-12 as we go to the 10th. 12-12 between the Angels and the Astros. Really the one thing that's been missing in this game from the Angels standpoint is somebody getting some big outs. Well, enter the all-star closer. Carlos Estevez will try to keep this game even here in the top of the 10th.
He's been throwing the ball exceptionally well. What a first half for Carlos Estevez. His 37th game. A whip of 1.29. Opponent's batting average is .211. This fastball has been consistent at 97 and 98 miles an hour.
Trey Cabbage stays in the game to play center field.
They looks like they have a pinch runner. Second.
Andrew Velasquez stays in to play second base. Looks like that's probably Gray Kessinger, the grandson of a former big leaguer. Actually, no, that's Jake Myers at second base running for Maldonado. So the Astros will likely just give up their DH as Yainer Diaz will go into catch. Really not a big deal to do that in these extra inning scenarios. So that's what Dusty Baker has decided to do, and it's Myers who has excellent speed at second base, running as the automatic runner for Maldonado. Top of the order, it's Dubon, who's had 3 hits tonight. And a fly ball toward the right field line. Renfroe with a very good arm over toward foul territory, reaches out, makes the catch. Now Myers tagging going toward third, and he'll make it there, as Renfroe had to contend with the sidewall to make that play in foul territory. But he does get the out, and there's 1 away.
Good, nice play by Renfroe on this one. You're thinking, okay, leave that one go because the man on second, but you're at home here. You almost anticipate you're okay. If you can just make sure it's just 1 run, you have that lead runner at second base anyhow.
So now Jeremy Pena due up with 1 away. If anybody is a strikeout candidate in this Astro lineup, it's Pena. Swing and a miss. 97 from Estevez.
He didn't look real comfortable on that swing.
He looks even less comfortable now as he calls timeout.
I think they might have someone come out to see him.
And that's what's going to happen. Dusty Baker, one of the trainers for the Astros, head out toward Pena.
Looked like his leg.
He says he's okay. He's giving a thumbs up to the trainer and to Dusty. They'll be extra careful here. Mentioned Gray Kessinger, the grandson of former big leaguer Don Kessinger. He's an infielder. He could come in for Pena. So the Astros bench at this moment also has David Hensley available, another infielder. Pena can't continue, but he's going to try to. Crazy game here at Angel Stadium. 12-12. The Angels will have the top of their order up in the bottom of the 10th inning. See where the game is at that point. Estevez tries to work through it here. There's a strike, and it's 0-2 on Pena.
Now this is the time when you get him to chase something out of the strike zone. Maybe you try to elevate a high fastball there, but I think it's a fastball. If you're going to go, it's going to be the inner part of the plate, or get him to chase a slider away.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It was the high heater, and Estevez gets a huge strikeout, retiring Pena 2 down.
Especially in that part of the plate, Wayne, you can't let it out over the plate, because that's a ball you can hit far the other way. Inside, cannot get that arms extended to make contact, and still an uncomfortable swing. I'd be surprised to see him play defense in the bottom of the 10th.
Now an interesting decision here, as Kyle Tucker has been issued an intentional walk. Tucker is a tremendous hitter, but so is Alex Bregman, who bats here, and now that extra man on base. Remember, you can live with 1 run really in this scenario. It's much harder to live with 2. And that second man goes to first base as Bregman bats and pops it up on the infield. Velasquez is calling for it. He makes the catch. Carlos Estevez, an all-star, and he continues to be at his all-star form, working a scoreless top of the 10th. As he pitches in the bottom of the 10th, the winning run automatically placed at second base. Maton worked 2/3 of an inning yesterday. The Astros are going to have to get creative here with their batting order, as Jeremy Pena has come out of the game. Greg Kessinger is going to play shortstop. I would imagine that means that the pitcher spot will be in the number 2 hole where Pena had been. There's Kessinger playing short. Yainer Diaz has gone in to catch. The Astros no longer have their DH. So I'm guessing Kessinger will bat in the 9 spot where Maldonado and Myers had been. And that sort of a double switch. Old National, it's National League stuff, Gooby. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
I got it covered.
Thank you.
But the pitcher should be in that number 2 spot in the order as the Astros give up their DH for the remainder of this game.
Umpires getting together here. Make sure the available players in their lineup, in their spots. That's what they're going through right now, their lineup cards. Yeah, and for me right now, with Zach Neto coming to the plate, Cabbage at second, got to be swinging away. Otherwise, you're going to walk Shohei.
You can't bunt here. There's no way you can take the bat out of Neto's hands, because if Neto doesn't get the run home, Shohei's automatically going to go to first. Cabbage is at second base. Sees the winning run.
He's got good speed himself.
Stole 23 bases in the minor leagues to go with his 23 homers. Neto is swinging away and missing at the first pitch.
It's always by design. That first pitch, especially with the guy in the scoring position, an up and in fastball, and that's exactly what Neto got.
Neto, Ohtani, then Ward. Neto hits it in the air, right field. Moving over for it is Tucker. Cabbage tagging at second. Tucker has a great arm, and Cabbage will stay put. So Neto flies out. Shohei is going to march to first. And Taylor Ward will have a big at bat here, because Andrew Velasquez, remember, went in to pinch run for Moniak and stayed in the game to play second base. So he is on deck after Taylor Ward. Come on, live a little. Pitch to Shohei.
Yeah. Live on the edge.
Have to have some guts. Here's Taylor Ward. He's had a good night. 3 hits, couple of runs scored. He takes a strike from Maton. 12-12 in the bottom of the 10th inning. An absurd ball game here at Angel Stadium. Two big comebacks by the Angels. They're trying to finish it off. And it's a ball and a strike on Ward. Good speed on the bases. Cabbage at second, the winning run. Ward expands his zone and makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now you're just looking just to punch something into the outfield.
And this is in, and it's 2-2. Looks like Michael Stefanik has gone into the on-deck circle to bat for Velasquez. Wood fights one off foul. Best arm in the Astros outfield is certainly Tucker's in right field. McCormick has an accurate arm, not necessarily the strong arm that Tucker does. Julks playing shallow in left field, trying to combat the winning run. Cabbage at second base.
That was his pitch right there. He was on that one.
Fouled it off. What a ball game here. This crowd has stayed with it, hoping for a reason to celebrate at the end. You got to fight for the right to party.
Yes.
Well, this has been one heck of a fight from the Angels tonight. Ground ball to second, fielded by Dubon, gets it to Kessinger. He throws it away! Here comes the winning run! Cabbage scores! Say goodnight to the Astros! The Angels win a wild one!
What a W for the Halos here tonight. And what a way to win it. It's an incredible win. Wow. This is when you thought maybe a double play being turned. Wide throw. A team that doesn't give you extra outs gives the Halos the W tonight.
Thought maybe Dubon, Gooby, would just take it to second base himself.
Yeah, that's what I
Instead,
thought.
He flipped it to Kessinger. And Kessinger, hurrying his throw, throws it away. He was just put in the game after Jeremy Pena seemed to hurt himself in the top of the 10th inning. And the Angels win an absolute nutty game.
Yes, to say the least, Wade. Welcome back, Wade.
Thank you. 13-12 in 10 innings. A thriller. And Trey Cabbage scores the winning run, our Toyota player of the game. Well, you could certainly mix it around between 4 different players who hit home runs and Cabbage, who scores the game winner. He's with Erica Weston.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Trey, welcome to the show. What a win. What was it like being a part of this win when you guys had to come back so many times?
Yeah, it's amazing. Guys fought hard all night. We went blow for blow with them, and we came out on top.
How did you see that ending unfold? Just awareness to be able to come in and score that run.
Wow, we're just always trying to wait for something to happen, and sometimes you got to make it happen. So we're just excited.
We're excited for you. Just your second game here in the show. I know your family is in the seats. How fun is it having them being able to be here with you and witness this in front of all of the fans here tonight?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just such a blessing to be here, and we're just making memories. They're right up there, and I know they're excited just like everybody else. Let's go Halos.
Nice job. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Go Halos.
All right, guys.
Fight for the right to party.
That's it.
Yes.
That's what you got to do.
And fireworks.
You got to do that tonight, and you got to do it all the way to the end, as the Angels did tonight. Comeback after comeback, run after run, and the last run wins it 13-12 in 10 innings. For Mark Ubazon, Erica Weston, our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. Angels Live postgame is coming up next.